Two men, one pod, unapologetically unfiltered.
To quote Ridley Squat.
Ridley Squat.
It's the Unfiltered Idiots Podcast with Jay and TJ.
So, as I said, welcome to the return of the Unfiltered Idiots. It's been a while. I think I got it to about 2 years and maybe 5 months, maybe 6 months. Could be 7, to be honest, 'cause it's June. Yeah, actually, it is 7.
Without going to check on the YouTube, it's a fair few. It's a fair few months. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
A few years.
Thank you. So, so we've decided to come back. Obviously, the main reason being is the current state of the country for us is something that we thought we'd like to just discuss with everyone. And obviously, as we've posted, we'll be doing any questions that we have at the end. But basically, we never really show our true colours when we're on Twitch or anything. So we just thought, look, this is how the country is at the moment. And we just thought we'd outline to everyone that knows us and everyone that talks to us about where we are and where we feel. Because it is important, and we're getting to a point where political nonsense is just taking over the whole of social and everything. If we don't address it sooner or later, then, it will burst. It's just simmering beneath the surface. And I think it is for a lot of the people in this country. Anyway, so just moving away from that, we're going to just quickly go, hello, I'm Jay, or Firefly Jay. And of course, as always, I'm joined by my incredible co-host, the incredible proper TJ.
Afternoon, morning.
There he is. He has got his mic on.
There you are. Can you not hear me?
No, I'm just saying I've spoken for like freaking ever.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I'm like, okay, we'll probably just try and...
If there are any technical difficulties, you can't hear us, you can't see anything, do let us know. Like I say, chat is open. Feel free to post questions and bits and pieces. The way we're going to run this is not like a normal stream. We are going to interact with you, just a lot less than what we normally would, because we have certain subjects that we're going to go over and discuss. Obviously, if you have any questions, put them in there. We'll more than likely get to them at the end. Like we're doing State of the Country to start with, then Summer Games Fest. So we'll probably break it up into the two parts. So if you have questions for the first part, we'll answer at the end there. And then obviously we're going to Summer Games Fest and what's been going on with that, just to piggyback on the back of what Jay said. I don't want you to think like we're ignoring you.
No,
it's just a slightly different type of format that we're doing than a normal stream, where we would be more interactive with you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all good, Jay. Thank you very much. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. I've followed in TJ's footsteps and actually trying to go to the gym. I've been talking about forever, but TJ is actually the product of someone who goes to the gym. So I'm trying to change myself because, I guess the main reason is, dude, I'm 41. I'm feeling more sluggish than I ever have, and you've got to look after yourself. I know that it's easy to go, I'll do it tomorrow. But as you know yourself, and especially the health journey that you've been on, I'm sure you've seen wild benefits from it.
Oh, yeah, massively so. Yeah, it reaches that point. You hit 40, and you're like, oh, and I know most of you probably. Yeah, I've dropped a hell of a lot of weight. Just I'm at 6.5 stone that I've dropped in the last 18 months. And it's massively important it's been massively important for me. Getting myself fit, getting myself healthy, and just the benefits are amazing. So it was a long time coming. Like I said to you earlier, didn't I? Like when I started going to the gym. About 6 months before is when I started procrastinating, like, I'm going to go to the gym. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym. And then it took me 6 months to actually get off my ass and actually go to the gym. But yeah, loving it, full swing.
Good.
And
like I say,
I'm glad that you're doing that as well, Jay.
Yeah, I've got to make changes, and I've paid for such an expensive gym. I've literally got to go, otherwise I am not getting my money's worth. I can't just fucking enjoy going, you'll pay for a 20 quid a month gym. It doesn't matter if I don't go. This one costs a significant amount more. So I'm like, right, you like swimming, don't make excuses, just go. It's not going to hurt you. You'll feel better in the end. The hardest thing, I suppose, for me is always just stopping the bad eating habits that I have, which is eating late at night and eating crap because takeaways easy, who wants to cook when it's, you finish the stream and it's like, what, 11, 12, and you're like, I don't cook anything. I don't do anything. So those have been the more challenging things, I suppose. So,
I'm just because we haven't got into the main meat and potatoes yet. I was going to answer a couple of things that have just come through.
Yeah.
If you wanted to answer chess, because I think it's extortionate, considering I pay a quarter for a yearly membership of what he's paying for a monthly membership.
Yeah. So I pay £99 a month for a David Lloyd gym. Welcome in everybody that's been coming.
I don't go to some pretentious man named Jim like David Lloyd. No. I just
tennis player. Apparently, I found out.
Yeah, I just go to Anytime Fitness because I want to work out anytime I want.
Yeah. Well, I wanted something with a pool, and this one's got an outdoor pool, which I know cast at a Briley Hill doesn't sound incredible, but man, you put some walls around it, put some trees around it. It could be anywhere. Without the sun, obviously, because there's no sun. Although, I say that, it's quite a nice day outside at the moment. So,
yeah, considering, like, yesterday was awful here. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah. So, anywho, we should probably crack on with the subject. Yeah. So, as I previously stated, TJ, and obviously, I'm just going to go through some of our notes here. Some of the biggest factors that are affecting the UK at the moment, according to the latest national statistics surveys, suggest that the cost of living is 88%. That's 88% of the concern of the world, which we'll get into. The NHS, the economy, immigration, crime, and housing. Would you agree with those? Would you say that those are most forefront in your mind?
Yeah, as well as a few other bits and pieces, but we'll touch on them a little bit. A little bit later, but 100%. Like when you think about like just going on like the economy and bits and pieces, we're in what is it, the 7th of June?
Yeah.
Was it the government announced a 13% increase on gas and electric on your energy prices?
My God.
From the 1st of July, like the cap has gone up by 13%. You're like, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, I've luckily just managed to re-up mine, but it's just an absolute joke when you're looking at petrol prices that because of a war that none of us chose, that like the majority of people probably don't want to be in, doesn't, like have no real knowledge of why or what is happening. Like, but the knock-on effect to us, like fuel, 190. It got up to. I mean, it's 180 a bit at the moment. Like, it's just an absolute shit show at the moment.
I mean, I feel the sting as someone who works in the private sector, and I'm sort of high up in a small business, and you just see, and I know everyone goes like, well, we need to increase this, we need to increase this, and we're like, but if you keep increasing it, you're increasing everything across the board. So everyone likes to hear that like minimum wage is going up, which it should by all points, but you can't stop. The minimum wage then drives the price of everything else up. And then on top of that, as TJ pointed out, there's a war going on, which is driving up the cost of petrol. Now,
well, multiple wars.
Multiple wars.
You've not just got Iran, have you?
But I mean, this is the latest and the one that's causing the most friction, I suppose, at the moment. Because for some reason, we forgot about the Ukraine war at the moment, where I was like, it's not popular. So let's focus on what we really want to talk about. Which is the one that's the highlight of every feed in the world at the moment. Which again I think is sort of a problem with the world, with how social media frames absolutely everything. It's like, well, we want you to be interested in this now. So forget all that other shit that you could be interested in, but I want you to be interested in this and only this now. And I think this is part of the problem with all the things on that list, is that you almost get fed what your anger is, because anger sells better than sex. These days, rage bait probably gets more interactions than anything else, and it doesn't have to be based in any level of truth. It just has to be aggressive enough to get enough attention, rightly or wrongly. It still gets the same attention. And then the problem with that is then it creates a narrative that people believe without following anything up. And I think this causes all those things. So cost of living, you can't do anything about that. It's going up. It's out of our control. The NHS. Now, the NHS has been in a bad situation for a while. The economy, as previously stated, if you're going to drive energy to such a high level, right? You're going to drive energy prices to such a high level, businesses won't thrive and they won't come here. Immigration, again, social media. Crime, again, is social media. And housing, well, we'll talk about housing a little bit more in depth. But those are the things that I think social media is really just making people angrier and angrier. Or I'm getting fed things that are just trying to make me angrier. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you, TJ?
Yeah, 100%.
So now you've got...
Sorry, just making adjustments.
No, it's all right. So now we've got a situation where social media feeds you your daily anger. So no one is making any critical thoughts, or because we live in a computer age, we don't have to research it ourselves because social media has told us something, and we just take that as granted. And look, on both sides of the spectrum, everyone's guilty of that because everyone wants everyone angry at a situation, so it gets more of a visceral reaction. More people go out and protest, then they can report on the protesting, and the reporting on the protesting can be any number you want, but then showing just camera angles that show what looks like either larger or fewer numbers, as I'm sure you've seen when the left is attacking the right or the right is attacking the left. And I just can't understand how we got to a position where absolutely all of our anger is fed to us by social media. You know what I mean? That is my main sort of issue at the moment. That I'm just fucking, it just winds me up daily. So
the thing is, like, I think one of the biggest problems is the ability to drive the narrative that they want to drive, which creates a wedge.
Yeah.
Because what you've got in this country at the moment is you've got a massive divide, like, and so you've got on the one hand the right, one hand the left, however you want to look at, whether you want to look at like Reform, Labour, whatever, you're right. A wedge that can be driven by the media, with them being able to spin whatever they want. You've got the people that will always follow that side, and the people that are standing up against that side, and the use of social media to drive that wedge. And then they can just then sit back. They can throw a grenade.
Yep.
The media could just throw the grenade out there, and then they can just use social media. We'll just sit back now and let you attack each other on social media. And the actual point, the originating point of where the argument started, just evaporates into the background because it now just becomes this other thing of the right versus the left. The whole the main topic that was the original discussion gets lost in the background because it just becomes a whole shit show of people arguing with each other about, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. Like I feel like social media it's an amazing tool, but it's possibly one of the worst things ever created.
I would go as far to say that, just to interject, it's an amazing tool, but humans just are not mature enough to use it yet.
Yeah. I mean, will we ever be? That's an interesting question.
Well, the problem is, I think, is that we're getting eroded by social media. Everyone, like I say, there's no critical thinking. Do you remember, TJ, and you probably remember, you're my age, there used to always be an unwritten policy at the dinner table. You didn't talk about politics and you didn't talk about religion. Now, all you see everywhere, all the time, politics and religion. And I think that is what's degrading everything. I think we're in such a situation where everything is political or religious. And now no one wants to just get on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I've just got to think how, like, so I get what you're saying. I can't ever, like, I have this thing now, like, and it always ends up, I go around my mum and dad's, and like, it always gets onto a point. There's always a political debate that will happen. We'll go around there and it'll start off all nice and pleasant, talking about, the la-di-das, what you've been doing, and then something will come up about like you say, and the political, it's not religion, because I'm not religious, my family aren't religious, so the religion that thankfully isn't something that really comes into it, but the political side of it, and it always boils down there. Whereas it should be I don't see my parents enough, really. I should go around them often, But whenever we do, it's like that dinner table thing. Really, it should be, right, we don't discuss this, but it always boils down to it. Because, like, you can, like, there is always something going on in your life that you can boil down to, well, it was a decision made by the government, or it was like this or this or this. So it always comes down, or you'll always see Farage on TV and people have got an opinion, or Farage, or Keir Starmer on TV and people have got an opinion, and they'll be like, oh, have you seen what he's done now, or she's done now, or Rachel Reeves has done that. And so, it's
become almost a meme of itself, because there used to be a time I used to go on social media. Social media for me was MySpace, where you just listen to other people's interests in music. That was cool. Then Facebook come along. It was like, oh shit, all these people that I used to know are on this app, and maybe I want to talk to them. Now it's just adverts and rage bait, and I can't even watch. I tried to delete all the political bullshit off. And I can't even look at video game clips without seeing the political bullshit within there. Like, it's just seeped into everything. Everything's woke. The transgender, you don't appreciate the rights of this. I'm like, I just want to be a superhero in a game. I don't want to fucking think about any of this shit. There's enough real life in real life for me, personally. I don't need it in my video games.
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Do you think with social media that you should be able to have anonymity? Do you think that you should be able to be an egg with a random name unless you're like some kind of deep dive hacking kind of geezer, you're never going to find out, like, because you can use XYZ email address that that doesn't link back to you in any way, so that you can just spout shit on the internet. Do you think that moving forward, that actions have consequences?
Yeah.
Consequences have repercussions.
Yeah.
Fuck about and find out. If you want to post shit, and I'm not talking about posting shit that gets you put in prison.
No.
We'll get onto that in a minute.
That's
that's another aspect. But just in the fact of saying, like, if you want to be one of these little twerps that throw out rage bait, that just to try and get interaction and try and get, like, should you have to have some form of identifying factors within your profile on a social media account?
I think
like a TikTok or a Twitter, or like, so you can't just post anonymously. If you post like ridiculous shit that just causes, issue, that you should have comeuppance for it.
Right. So, I mean, I don't think it's an easy question.
Once again, I'm not talking about the government. I'm not talking about like government sort of thing about saying like, oh, I want someone to like do something to harm someone else, and that gets you thrown in prison. I'm not talking about onto that. I'm just talking about, because I do genuinely. I also, like, a lot of stuff is bots nowadays, isn't it? On Twitter and everything. But I do believe a lot of issue is like, you'll go onto a TikTok or Twitter, whatever. You watch the video, the first comment you'll go and see, and you'll see someone throwing the most heinous like opinion out there, but it's not necessarily a truthful opinion. It is just to farm interaction. It's just like you say, it's for rage bait. It's not actually like advancing any kind of conversation or anything like that. It's literally just someone sitting there, probably a bot to be fair, just throwing out grenades and going, let's create carnage.
Well, if you remember, just to liken it to a bit of video games, we are still streamers, guys. We do talk about video games. Like when I streamed the PlayStation State of Play the other day, and when they showed God of War at the end, low free, and I said to everyone, I said, like, this is going to get some hate simply because, one, it's a female, and two, it's not Kratos. And then the very next day, I saw the same old fucking channels, and you know that even if they don't believe what they're posting, they're doing it because they know it's inflammatory, and they know that people are just going to dive on it.
Make money from that farming of content.
I just don't think that's right.
The ability to monetize, and like I say, you can throw out some heinous stuff knowing that you're going to get interaction, and you might not believe, or you might not give a shit about what you're actually posting. That's why I'm like, should there be some consequence? Like, should we, rather than being like the people in the comment sections and other people, like, it would make you think like about what you're posting, because because ultimately you post some shit and it's traceable, that can affect your job prospects and everything else like that. And why were you posting that shit? Not because you believed it. I genuinely believe for the most part, stuff that people post isn't actually their real viewpoints. It's just to create controversy.
Exactly. And then to piggyback on your thing, obviously that comes from, I don't know, for argument's sake, Piggy Blanket 125, right? And you know that Piggy Blanket might be Joshua fucking Philistine in Greenwich, right? But essentially what you're saying is like, but shouldn't Joshua answer for the fact that he said that? Even if he doesn't believe it, he still wrote it on a page for people to read, for them to like take sides against what his post was. Now, I think that it's a slippery slope, but I do think Joshua should answer for what he posted, because ultimately, mate, you did it. You're gonna monetize it, which is also, means that you'll post things that you don't really mean. I mean, I say I love Star Citizen all the fucking time. Sorry.
See, the problem is with monetizing it is what you don't know is the person in the comment. So say whatever you said his name was, Piggy
Joshua,
Blanket or whatever, makes a post. The first comment might be that Joshua under a different account to farm the content in the comment, because it's comments that drive interaction, that drive, and that's how stuff like TikTok, it's views and comments, it's all interaction. So like if you I imagine there are probably quite a lot of people out there who they'll post a video and then it'll be like, right, it's been out 10 minutes. I'm going to jump onto an alt account with an alt email and I'm just going to start spamming the fucking comments with all this fucking thingy. And like I say, 9 times out of 10, if you actually scroll down the comments, after about your first 30 comments, the topic of discussion isn't even about the video anymore.
No,
it's about fucking this mass argument that started that's made its way through, like, stupid shit posting.
Yeah.
So the whole point of the video is lost. It just becomes farming of engagement.
Yeah, that's it. So then just to bring it back to the state of the country, I think this is what's happening on our state of the country. Now, all those problems exist that I listed at the start. I think we went a little tangenty. That's my fault.
Can I just because like
just finish your point.
Yeah, but there is the really, like, we're saying this one, like, oh, maybe this would be a good idea, but then devil's advocate, the government are going to the extreme with that and going, okay, yeah, you shitpost. I know it's to a different level because you're wishing people harm and stuff like that. We're going to put you in prison.
Yeah. So now that's a step on your freedoms of speech, which becomes a problem within itself.
It becomes a difficult thing because I'm on one hand I'm saying, yeah, we should all have accountability. We should all and you shouldn't be able to post anonymously. But then on the other hand, I'm like, I don't actually agree. I think the government are overstepping the mark with where they're going. Because I feel like writing in anger, writing a post after, say, a load of children get murdered at a Britney Spears thing or whatever it was, I can't remember. Taylor Swift, I think it was like a Taylor Swift dance recital thing. I don't know. The Southport murders, right?
Yeah.
They get murdered, like these poor innocent children, and then you write some. In that anger of seeing that and hearing about that and then hearing about the cover-ups and everything that went on, for you to then go and write, oh, fucking let's write and do all this, blah, blah, blah. In your anger, should you really then serve like 2 years seem like a 2-year prison sentence, really, like for words?
Like, I mean, I could understand that maybe the police show up and they go, look, guys, this is what you posted. Obviously, you can understand how this might be perceived. I mean, obviously we're talking immigration, obviously in a touching motion, and crime, housing as well, a little bit. Really, it's all sort of tied together.
I mean, you can't advocate violence. She did advocate the lady, I can't remember her name, but she did say about burning something down, didn't she? And setting stuff on fire or whatever. But I also think context is key. In the wider scope. I think maybe if
talking
you're a repeat offender,
definitely
potentially, like take her down the station, have words with her. Maybe she's banned from social media for 2 years or whatever.
I think banning people from social media is a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, and actually enforce. If you look, if we're going to talk about crime and punishment, if the offence is on social media that can be inflammatory, then there should be a way that you simply go, all right, I'm sorry, we're going to send out to all the social medias, your account is blocked for a minimum of 2 years. It's a prison sentence on your social media, because now I know people go, you can make another one.
Be with VPNs and other bits and pieces. I don't know how difficult it would be how difficult it is to enforce, but
without having that digital ID, I suspect. So then that'd be the answer to that, wouldn't it?
Massive slippery slope here, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you got see. I mean, you think everything's black and white, and this is, I suppose, what the reason we're having this podcast is that because it's very easy to be inflamed about your echo chamber and everything that you've heard and what you believe. But you have to remember that it isn't just black and white; it's grey, and everything exists within the grey, because it can't be as simple as obviously social media and things that you read, like the news. It's always bias. And part of my problem with the news is the fact that didn't it used to be that these are the facts, right? I don't want to hear your opinions on it. I can go to another news channel for opinions. But sometimes I just want the statistics, the facts. This is what it was. This is it is. Make your own decision. I don't need someone telling me what my decision should be. And I think that's the part of the problem with social media.
But also the problem is, like you're saying, like you want the facts and everything. Who has the facts? Who gives you the correct facts? Because
that's it. It has to be independent, surely.
It will never be though. But person A will give it. Well, these are the facts, and then person B will like, well, actually, I'm going to counter that because I've got these facts, and like, so you've got to try and find, like, wade through the myriad of bullshit to try and actually figure out, and that's what I don't think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people are just like, oh, I can get my news, I can get my information, I can get my news from source A or source B without looking at the other. I get it from one without, like, I don't want to look at the other because I don't like the other. The other doesn't suit my agenda. I'll look at just A. Whereas realistically, you should be looking at A, B, C, D, E, and then making a determining factor and going, well, hang on a minute, we've got some contradiction here, because there's always contradiction.
Yes.
And then finding like your own route through all the information, like to come to your own conclusion, but we don't. Well,
no, exactly.
Most people don't.
But you used to, because you didn't have the influences that you have now. I always like to explain social media and the rise of the internet like this. When I was a kid, I could only be concerned about my back garden, right? Because it was my back garden. It was the only bits that really mattered to me, is because that's where I played. You know, arguably, my back garden is my town. Say. And then in the scope of the internet, and I think this is where a lot of things get like thrown out of whack, your back garden suddenly became the world. And the world has always got shit going on with it, always. I mean, if you step too far out of your own town, you'll start finding that other towns are different to you, and so on and so forth. The problem is you start getting all the information all at once. And then you can't help but be inflamed about absolutely everything. But there was a time when you was younger, prior to the internet, that I could only concern myself about me and my community. And now the community is so large, which is, I think, is what's become the rise of, a lot of social communists. They now want everything because the internet shows you the grand everything. So can't we unite the world? And said, unfortunately, no. So this comes back to the conversation with immigration. It's like, immigration's great and everyone should have immigration, but you should only be replenishing people that you need, that you don't have in your own country. That's how we all swap ideas and we all culturally integrate. But when you start throwing mass loads of people in, then it becomes a big problem, because we don't have the structure for our own people at the moment. This is the housing problem. And when you start bringing other and more people in, and I know that some are asylum, and I know there's many reasons for why they can and they should be coming in. But I have to say, and this is just my opinion, I'm not trying to sway anyone else's, right? That unfortunately for me, you have to get to a point where you go, I'm sorry, we can't let anyone in at the moment. We need to sort our own shit out, because our shit is getting out of hand at the moment. And if I keep letting everyone in, everyone across the board suffers, not just you. So you will suffer along with this, and then the original people of this area will feel that they're being pushed out, which is what you're seeing, and then this becomes a massive division. which is why immigration, whether you like it or not, has to be controlled. It has to be.
Do you know the problem with that, though?
Go on.
Is to a level you're speaking common sense.
Yes.
But the minute you say, "Oh, we need to stop letting them in," hold on, you're racist.
It's like, but I'm not racist. I'm conserving my country to make you better.
No, you're just racist.
Well,
and that's stop talking, Jay. You're racist. That's the problem. You just get shouted down with a 6-letter word, and that's the be all and end all of the argument. Then because you're like, no, just listen to logic. No, you're racist. It's like, no. Just take a second, take a breath, and no, you're racist. It's like, no, right. Think right. Do you want life to be better for yourself? You sit there. I'm not talking about you.
No. Obviously.
Dave has just sat there and moaned that the electricity prices are going up, the fuel costs are going up, the inflation, his meal deal at Tesco has gone from £3 to £4. Unbelievable.
Common travesty.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, let's look at the things that if we put certain checks and balances in place, we can start to address this. First and foremost, immigration. No, you can't talk about that. You're racist. Well, then you can't talk about your fucking meal deal or your fucking fuel prices or your anything because it's all it all compiles and it all factors into itself.
Yes. And it has to, because everything that happens to this country affects everyone within it. The difference is, and it's always been the case, the difference is that it has got to such a level that now everybody is feeling it. Everybody. And that is why the tensions in the UK are at the vast breaking point that they are. And the problem is, and we've talked about this before, I don't know how you put the fucking genie back in the box. Because I worry that we may have gone a little too far. Tensions are a little too high now. And the government that we have in power currently are seemingly, again, I'm not in fucking government, seemingly seem to be burying their head in the sand. And I know people go, immigration's down. I go, right. Based on numbers that have been going on for about 4 years, immigration has always been coming down, but it's still too high. And a lot of it is illegal immigration. And I say illegal for the reason that nobody seems to want to hear that word anymore, which is if you come across and you haven't made the proper methods to get across and be integrated into the system, that is classed as illegal. Now, you can say some people are claiming asylum. That's fine, but you can only take so many of them. So this is the problem. You have to have a border because people just, you can't have such a mass influx of people that you don't know who they are, you don't know where they're from. And that isn't for the racial reasons that you may think. It's more for look, if I don't know who this person is, I've got no background for him, right? So he could be anybody from anywhere that just jumped on a local boat because he just escaped from a prison somewhere. Do you see how it can get so out of hand? Which is why, unfortunately, you have to stop these things, not to be horrible to people, but just simply to go, look, it can't be controlled at the moment. So you have to come back later. There are plenty of other places that you can also try and seek asylum. I don't understand why it always has to be fucking England. And I know, I can already feel the racism comments.
That don't take them.
Yeah, well, but no one's shouting at Poland. No one's going, fucking hell, Poland are a bunch of cunts. Why won't they take their load? Don't know. It just seems to be like England and America and those sort of countries just seem to get this extra pressure on them that they should do more when they're already doing a lot. You can't say that America doesn't do a lot and England doesn't do a lot. We spend a shitload on immigration, welfare, and foreign aid. We are always doing as much. Why? I don't understand why we're always asked to do more. What happened to every other country? I don't see you knocking China's door going, what's going on in Ukraine? China just go, yeah, and what? Are you going to help out? Oh, is Ukraine China, is it? No. Oh, no then. So, oh, no, just no. And you go, oh, that's strange. They just told me no. Yeah. What do we do? America's probably got a few more quid, right? England? I think they're always good for a bit. Australia, they've got a bit of money. And look, that may not be how it is, but that's fucking how it feels on the ground. You know, DJ, do you feel any different to that?
No, I don't. But what I also feel is that going back to the whole, like, if you say anything like an immigration, you bring up immigration, like it's instantly thrown at you that you're like racist and everything, and it's like I feel like it is the issues have compounded on top of that, where you will get people who have gone far too far the other way, where it's like, okay, so you can't say anything. Because if you say anything bad, you're racist. But then it's like, if any of them do come over and do cause issues, crime or whatever, people stick up for them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there will be extenuating circumstances about, well, it's not their problem. It's not their fault that they've come over here and they've like attacked someone or robbed someone or no. It's their culture and stuff. So, yeah, but they're in our country. It's our culture. It's like you can't make excuses. You can't on one hand say bring everyone in, and then when everyone starts murdering everyone or raping everyone, or just no, it's fine. It's fine. Then let's sit at some point. We just go, it's fine. No, you can say like, hold on a minute, hang on. This is not good for the country as a whole. Like letting just anyone in without any vetting process, like you say, they could be. Well, we've seen it in the past. What was it like? Several men that have managed to come over here are like, oh, hang on a minute, we've got photos of them carrying AK-47s and like in like wars in Africa and bits and pieces and stuff that have murdered people and like but we're happily just, just come in. We'll figure that out at a later date. And then when people do get attacked, there was a dog walker, right, a few months ago. Elderly gentleman, I think it was in his 70s, got attacked by a refugee who was staying in one of the hotels, attacked and murdered. And just like, oh, fucking, how long was that in the news for? Like an hour? We're just, no, let's sweep this under the carpet. It was only the fact, I don't really follow mainstream news because it's full of, like I say, they tell you what they want you to hear, not what's actually going on. But like none BBC weren't reporting it, ITV weren't reporting it because it was an immigrant who killed a white English man. But then the boot was on the other foot if a young Englishman had been like, I don't want you in my country, gone and beaten up an asylum seeker or a refugee.
We're not advocating that, by the way. I'm not advocating that.
I'm using an example here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just an example. Like that would have been everywhere in the news. That would have been plastered absolutely everywhere. I feel like we've reached that point where it's like, we can't say bad because if we say bad, we're racist. Mm-hmm. So we then have to make excuses when they are bad.
Yeah. Which feels unfair.
Because, once again, otherwise we're racist.
Yeah. Which, look, I don't want anyone to be racist. I think racism's. I find it stupid. Why care about someone else's colour of the skin? Makes no sense to me. But like,
I could care less where you are.
No.
Where you are, who you are, where you've come from, what the colour of your skin is, where you want to stick your bits and pieces. Like, I don't care.
That's
if you
all
want to cut your bits and pieces off. I don't give a flying fuck.
No.
Like I'm like, all I care about is that you don't hurt others around you. You predominantly aren't hurting yourself as well, and you're just a good person.
I like to think that I just like a good character
in life.
You're a good character, Just you don't want to harm others. You don't want to harm to yourself. You just want to get on. I know that no one likes to work, but like we've all got to work. We've all just got to pull in the same direction and just going on. I don't understand. I don't understand like a lot of things if I'm honest, but like more and more it feels like everything's either boiled down to bigotry, racism. What's the other favourite talking word? Fascism. I'm like, whoa! I'm central right leaning now, but I used to be quite central sort of person. And now everything feels like everything that I believed is now right wing, and I'm going. But I don't.
Being central is a thing of the past. You're either seen as being right or left. Like you can't, like, well, not for you, for your opinion. Yeah, you feel like you're this, but to XYZ person out there, no, you're right or left, and it will only take one little comment will be like, well, no, that's right wing trope. So you're right wing. Like you're not people don't want to realize that no, I can pick from A and B.
Yeah.
I could, and that puts me in the middle.
Yeah.
Like I agree with what some of the left is saying. I agree with what some of the no, you can't do that. You are either here or you're here.
Yeah. But you can, because ages for years it was central. There was someone who went like, well, I don't think we should completely put all our money into net zero. But I also don't think that we should shoot people coming up the beaches. So where does that put me? Is there a door for me or no? No. So I'm either complete bastard or complete lunatic. That's my, what do I? So this is why we're talking about it, because I don't understand how we get back to a point where people, well, to me, just use a bit more common sense. You know, I don't want everyone to be xenophobic. I don't want to be racist. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you have to separate some things so that other people can thrive a bit. And then when you've made a bit, which unfortunately in this country, everything's squeezed so bad, I don't know why people would want to come here. We've got the highest tax rates and highest energy bills in the world. I'm just like, what? Why do you want to come here? I'm trying to find my way out.
I'm just going to make a thing here of like, you say that we do, but when you can come off of a boat and be given XYZ, like given housing, given like, you know, a stipend, given mobile phones, like for me and you, and this might make me xenophobic, but people might say this is a racist, whatever. Like for me and you, who go out to work Monday to Friday, you know, or we might work Saturday, Sunday, you know, do a 9 to 5 essentially, and earn our bread, pay our taxes, do all the standard things that you do. That isn't what they're sold when they come, and that isn't what like people like, you know, on benefits or whatever. Like that's not the same world they live in.
But look, I'm all for having welfare. I think welfare is really, 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 really important.
It's just too easy to scam the system.
That's the problem. So again, I don't think anyone's argument, and I do mean this, I don't think anyone's argument on the left, on the right, is actually with each other. I think you have to look, and it's why the government is so good at doing what they're doing, because they're just deflecting. You have to look at what the government's doing. Like, how is the government helping or hindering the situation? And that's why I think you have to make your political choices based on what it is that you want from the party. So my political choices are always based on that. And unfortunately, I do feel like a bit of a political outcast at the moment, because no one actually wants to do all the things I want to do. They're either they've got a couple of policies they agree with, and then some are just complete lunacy. And then they've got a couple of policies, and then the rest are complete lunacy. So do I just become a politician and start my own party, TJ?
No, because then you become... Oh, what is the guy from Great Yarmouth who used to be part of Reform? You become
Restore.
him.
What's his name?
Restore. Yes, yeah. You become him. So, like, and you saying that, I believe this is why we've seen the upturn for Reform in such a dramatic way, is because I feel like Reform took what everyone was complaining about and they run on those policies about, well, this is what you're complaining about. This is what we're going to change.
Yeah.
I also have noticed a slight backtrack in a lot of what Reform have said as well. Well, like, we'll stop everyone coming in. Well, we can't actually stop everyone coming in. We're doing like, so once again, I feel I get why people are behind Reform. I personally can't stand Nigel Farage. Like Reform, I can understand some of Reform's. I just can't stand Nigel Farage. I think he's an absolute
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him at all. And he's proven that he can't be trusted. But then again, you could say who can you trust? You can't trust. You couldn't trust Boris Johnson. You can't trust Keir Starmer. You couldn't trust Tony Blair. Like, is there any trustworthy politicians? I think.
I think Kim Bannock.
I heard something like, what does politics actually mean? Poly means many.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ticks, blood-sucking creature. Politics.
Pretty
many
fucking
blood-sucking creatures. Like, I heard that the other day, and I was like, I'm bringing that up on the pod.
Yeah,
because
that's pretty fucking good.
That's actually fucking spot on.
Yes.
Like, if you break it down, like, I don't think you can trust any of them, because we don't know the inner workings of the government.
No.
People would like to think they do. They don't. Like, and they're all self-serving. Why would you get into fucking politics if you're not self-serving? You're not doing it for other people. You're doing it for yourself. Let's be honest.
That's it.
Right. And
they all come out millionaires.
Theresa May proved that in 40 days.
Yeah.
She's the most self-serving person you're like, So I feel like I get like Reform run on the platform of like, no, we listen to the people and we're going to give the people what they want. Their numbers will spike massively. If Reform get in power, I do not expect half of the stuff they spout to actually be put into action. Because one, I don't think they can. And two, I don't actually think they want to. No. I just think they want to get into power. They don't actually want to change as much as they speak about. I just think they want to get into power. People just want to be in power.
I question whether the British public want Reform to get into power to show, let's face it, the big two that anyone ever really cares about, which is Labour and Conservative, is to show them we have the power to kick you fucking totally out if we want to. And that is what I think that you see in the Green spike and you see in the Reform spike, is no one wants to trust Labour or Conservative really anymore. So it's a bit like when Conservative got kicked out after 14 years. It was almost to go, we're sick of you, we're going to put somebody else in power. And then they massively spiked because everyone just wants Conservatives gone. And that's always well, as far as I remember, the British politics has been like, you get Labour for a vast period, they fuck it up enough that Conservatives come in, they look like they're going to do something, then they fuck it up enough so that Labour come in. And now I think that the British public, because they've always been voting on immigration probably for the past 14 years. I mean, when was Brexit? Again, that was almost predicated on immigration, because again, all politicians are doing is selling you lies to get what they want so they can get some money out of it before inevitably they run out and then they're out the game anyway and they go, well, I made enough money, I'm good. Which may not want, but unfortunately, I think Bill Maher said it the other day, the only true politician is the ones that are low in the polls. And when I saw Kimmy Brennock, the leader of the Conservatives?
I'm not sure. Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
What I saw her say the other day, which was quite honest about the Henry Kovac situation, which we'll get onto in a minute. Novak, sorry. Henry Novak situation. I thought, you're being very honest because you're really low in the polls. And when you're really low in the polls, you can afford to be completely honest with people. And I heard that on Bill Maher the other day. And when I approached it to things, it made loads of sense.
So from like the few bits and pieces I've seen of her, I actually like her willingness to challenge in the House.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she doesn't take any prisoners and she's always got something to come back at them. Like, like I say, I don't really know what her policies are, to be fair. But I feel like she's a breath of fresh air in the House, in the way that she comes across from the limited clips I've seen. So I might be completely wrong on that. I'll hold my hands up if I am. But just the little bits and pieces that I've seen, the way that she challenges and the things that she speaks on against Labour mostly, is quite interesting.
So I don't mind her at the moment, but again, I don't think the country will accept a Conservative government. They certainly won't accept a Labour government if Labour keep going down the path that they're currently going down. So what they'll do, it'll either be Green or it'll be Reform. Reform obviously looking like the popular vote at the moment. I mean, Restore apparently are making some numbers, but
right.
To be
I'm
honest,
just going to throw it there.
Quite...
Okay. So if we vote in the Green Party, who are led by a guy
Yeah.
who, like, change his name first of all. Like,
Yeah.
there's no problem in changing it.
Dave, old Dave Polder.
What is it? Like Zach Polansky or something? Now,
Yeah,
or
Zach
whatever.
Polanski, that's his name.
So, okay, first of all, you've taken the surname of a famous director who sodomized children, but we won't talk about
The choice. The choice.
It's a very strange choice, but also, I've heard that one of his career things was that he was a hypnotist who spoke about like using hypnosis to grow women's breast size.
It's a power all men wish that they had. All men wish they could hypnotize boobs into being bigger. We can all be deluded.
Okay. I will say, if he is actually able to do that, I may well support him. I may well support
the
him.
PM comes out and he goes, "Look into my eyes. Don't look around the eyes. Look into the eyes. Your breasts are D's."
Like we say, we're very self-serving. It's like, what is the government going to do for me? If he is going to grow the national population breast size, I might be on board.
Yeah.
I might be on board.
Maybe it's worth having a few more immigrants in the country.
Fucking hell. Obviously we are joking. We're having a giggle.
Yeah.
But like when I heard that, I was like, and that guy's going to be running the country.
Well,
that just see like how do you go from that to being a politic? Like,
I mean, I guess someone convinces you one night while you're pissed up, going, "Oh, yeah, you should probably run for PM. You reckon you can really make them bigger?"
No, he's seen Trump got in, and he was like, "Fucking Trump can do it. Anyone can fucking do it."
I mean, to be fair, there's a reason you might fall down that loophole. So what? You're telling me the orange TV star became prime minister? President? Yeah. Fuck it. I might give it a go. Bollocks to it. Jay for prime minister. That's what I'm saying. You'd hate my world. I think I'd hate my world after a while.
I'd fucking hate my world after. Yeah, I think I'd be like in it for a couple of days going, "Oh my God, you lot are all fucking arseholes." Like, everyone in this fucking house is arseholes. I'm done.
It's when I turn the nukes on myself, that's the problem. I'm like, no, fuck it.
It would actually be great. Just like, right, my first address. Let's open this book. Do you know what's actually been going on for the last 50 years? Right.
We're going to be here for a while.
Cats amongst the pigeons. Do you know where all your money's actually going? Yeah. Dave's extension. Dave Cameron's extension. Yeah, that was paid. That was paid by you.
Yeah, that's it. You paid for all of that. Like I say. The problem is that obviously governments are so corrupt that I don't even feel like you can trust any of them. Like you say, so if Farage gets in, you're going, right, so now we've got a snake oil salesman in charge of the country. What's he going to say today? And you're going to have, or at least feel like, I mean, I imagine America must wake up some mornings to Trump's tweets and go, okay, all right, let's see what he said. Oh, it's him as Jesus, is it?
We literally have a literal, like president dropping F-bombs on Twitter. It's like, what world are we living in? What is it saying about like ultimate power corrupts or whatever? Like, I can't remember what the saying actually is, like about power corrupts, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. Whoever gets in, I think you're limited in actually what you can do. I think we've got to that point now where we chug along. Like as this, let's like we're use a train analogy. We're chugging along the tracks. Like the tracks may be a little bit like under disrepair, but we just keep going.
Yeah.
Like for us to actually stop, get off, fix the tracks, fix the train, and then carry on our merry way. I think we're possibly too far past the point. I think we just have to fucking ride it out a little bit, and that's what I kind of feel like. Whoever gets in. Like if too many promises are made, expect most of the promises to never come to fruition, to be broken.
Well, they just fall apart under scrutiny.
You can sit there and say, "Oh, we're going to change this, and this," but I think we're so entrenched and ingrained in how the country has been run for the last 50 years, more that like someone's been smoking for like 70 years of their life, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm just going to stop smoking.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually fucking detrimental to their health, and
Yeah.
most times, or a lot of times, the people fucking end up dying because your body is so accustomed to living the way, the
Yeah.
full throttle that you've run it for that to stop and try and change, it's too late. I kind of feel,
Yeah.
I
mean-
that's the way the country is. Minor changes could lead further down the line to bigger changes.
Yeah.
But to turn around and say, right, we're just going to stop this dead now, you just can't do it.
No.
I think
No.
because look, we're too far along.
But I think that's the problem, is the majority of the country, because for whatever reason, phones have melted our brains or anything, they do believe wholeheartedly that someone like Farage can come around, wave a magic wand, rip up the ECHR, and then give a British Bill of Rights and then make everything correct. But I mean, as far as I understand it, for something to go into either law or whatever, it takes fucking years. And you only get so long before the people will kick you out, because they'll perceive it as he hasn't done what he said. So this is why we keep getting to this point. Then the left get in, or someone else gets in, and they want to change it completely, and that takes years. So nothing, because of so much red tape and bureaucracy, like nothing actually gets done in this country, which is why you see the situation that goes on at the moment. And you have Keir Starmer coming out going, I'm doing the best. I can't do his voice at the moment because I can't think what it sounds like. But like Keir Starmer coming out every day and just detracting with like, oh, we're feeding children breakfast in the morning. I'm going, right, okay. So you're employing how many people to do this, and how much is that costing? Like,
but you don't employ someone to do background checks on someone that comes in who's a fucking kiddie fiddler.
Exactly. Like, so, and then that's all detracted from like, oh, he told us we didn't need a background check. Like, I'm sorry, what? You didn't do a background check on someone that was going to be an ambassador of the United States, one of the biggest superpowers in the world? Really? Really? Like, then you feel like you're being clowned on. And I think that's where the anger of the UK comes from. So everyone just feels like, I'm sorry, is he taking me for a fucking mug? Like, and then suddenly, before you know it, you've said that, your phone's heard it loud enough, you're just being fed that information consistently. You're in a, what did I call it, echo chamber of just the same noise. And then before you know it, you end up becoming what you didn't think you'd become, because you've just almost been brainwashed by everything. And I think that happens across the entire spectrum. I think it hears you say what you want to hear too much, and then suddenly you're brainwashed, and suddenly you're calling for, queers for Palestine. So people advocating for a country that would literally kill them, which, again, not against you protesting whatever you want, but it makes no sense. Like, it's just what's going on. Anyway, I suppose we should move on to Henry, and being that that's the latest situation.
Yeah, well. Do you know what? Do you know the worst thing about this, right? Is, well, it's not the worst thing about it, but one of the most. This happened in December.
Yeah.
And it's June, and I get why it's back. Like I didn't know about this in December, but I know about it now. I know it's because the guy got sentenced. Whatever I can't think of the guy's name. The guy who stabbed Henry. But yeah, watch my biggest like shit's always like. Unfortunately, we live in a world with some horrible people who do horrible things. Okay, we're never going to get away from that.
Yeah,
and that's all colours, all creeds, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
My biggest problem with this is how this was dealt with at the time, and what we haven't been shown.
Mm-hmm.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, back in December, Henry Novak, 18-year-old student, was coming home from a night out with his friends, had a run-in with I don't know the nationality of the gentleman.
He was of Sikh belief. That's
yeah, he was a Sikh, right? I bet he was British though, right? Like I think his family come over, so he's.
I think he was second generation immigration.
Yeah. So No issue. I don't have an issue with him being in this country. Nothing like that. I'm not going to get into that. So obviously he had an altercation. Henry had an altercation with this guy.
Yeah.
Henry, some of it was filmed. And ultimately there was a I don't I'm not going to say 100% for definite that Henry made no racist comments at all.
But he didn't have a history of racism.
He didn't have a history of it. You don't know, right? That we know of. And what we saw on the footage of him when he was filming the confrontation between the two, there was nothing to it. But you still don't like. I'm never going to turn around and say I know 100% that he never said this or he never did this, because we can't. We weren't there. Okay. But from the evidence that has been gathered, there was this come together, and this guy stabbed him multiple times. I think five times. I think.
Yes,
it was.
5 times, I believe.
He was chasing after him, chased him over like garden fences and bits and pieces, and yeah, stabbed him 5 times. Phoned the police and turned around and said to the police, "Oh yeah, this guy was racially attacking me, like made racist comments to me, and also physically attacked me because he told the police that he'd been hit in the head, he had a mark above his eye or whatever.
Knocked his turban off as well.
Yeah. So the police turn up. They're on this person's driveway. A neighbour also phoned the police and said that he believes someone's been stabbed, right?
Yeah.
So the police turn up. Henry is like being propped up by the guy's dad. I will just caveat this, sorry. In the meantime, the guy who did the stabbing phoned his parents. His mum come and apparently took the knife and like took it home and hid the knife.
Yeah.
His dad and his brother stayed, and his dad was propping Henry up like at the front of this whoever's house they were on the gravel driveway to try and make him look like he's not in that bad a condition when the police turn up. The minute he lets go of him, he's telling the police when the police turn up, it's like, I've just got him propped up. The minute he lets go of him, Henry just like flops to the floor.
Yeah, if you saw the body footage. Yeah, if you saw the body footage. This is all from
body cam footage, yeah. And the first thing the police do are like, let's just, they grab him by the legs and drag him out on this gravel drive. Like, and he's like, oh, I've been, and you can hear him clearly say, I've been stabbed. Yeah. What do the police turn around and say? They're not like, oh, like, well, they're like, I don't think you have, son, in a kind of like laughing and joking manner, like, I don't think you have, and proceed to arrest him for the claims of racism and assault on the other guy. One of my biggest issues with this is that they start doing checks on him. There's multiple police officers there. The camera footage, the body cam footage cuts off just before they realise. You can see him in the camera footage. He's getting worse and worse. You can hear
he's going pale.
He's laboured. He's going pale. You can I can see there's something not right with this lad. And they're like, when they start expecting him, that's when the body cam footage. We don't get to see when they actually realise he's been stabbed, their reaction to him being stabbed, and everything in the aftermath. I think we need, for clarity, we need all of that information to be out there. I don't know whether it can be. I'm not sure, but it would go a long way, first and foremost, to being put out there.
Yeah, because look, I understand. The police are called. They're getting lied to consistently by the brother and the well, let's just call him what he is, the murderer.
I think it's the murderer, the murderer's brother, and I think it's his father that's there, if I remember correctly.
So, for me, now don't get me wrong, obviously I understand that you're walking into a situation, you don't know what's going on, you're being told one thing, but surely, if there is a guy just slumped on the floor, now I know people go, well, he could be drunk. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, within that moment, if someone's going, I've been stabbed, I think you have to take more than the 2 seconds I saw that body cam of him just drag his legs out and then just go, well, I don't think you have, mate, touching around him. I mean, like, if someone's saying they've been stabbed, and I don't care what the murderer's saying, and I get it, they didn't know that he was that at the time. I'm like, all right, well, you know, we do have a duty to just make sure that he is okay. This is going to take a couple of minutes.
At that moment in time, what threat was he that they had to handcuff him and arrest him?
Well, I don't know why he had to be handcuffed for a punch in the face and maybe a slur, right? Now, I could be wrong. I don't think that's arrestable.
Well, if he has punched him in the face, it's assault. It's an arrestable offence, okay? The racist slur, I don't know. There probably is legislation where, he probably is to be arrested. Like, it's I don't know, whatever, breach of the Peace Act, whatever. I don't know. But using common fucking sense. Like, I know it's difficult and I know a lot of people don't have it, but fucking hell, the lad is sitting, like laying there motionless.
Yeah.
What is he actually? What, you think he's going to jump up and Jackie Chan the shit out of everyone? Of course he's fucking not. Use your fucking common sense. Why do you need to arrest him and put handcuffs? When he's saying I've been stabbed, why not actually go, hold on a minute, let's just double check and actually do a thorough, like, thing of his person to make sure that he hasn't got a wound of some kind or anything, rather than go, no, we'll just drag you out by your legs, kind of like lackadaisically go, nah, whatever, and fucking put handcuffs on you.
Yeah. I mean, the handcuffs seemed unnecessary.
I can't breathe. You're like,
well, I mean,
what kind of fucking moron do you have to be? Like, I'm getting more and more wound up the more I just think about it. Like, we put our trust and faith, and like, I kind of get how like certain people feel in America now, because I've never been one of these. You see the footage of like, oh, America, the policing situation is so bad in America, people are scared for their lives because fucking police are just fucking a law unto themselves. I've never actually kind of like thought, you know, I've always thought, it's a little bit, watching that, I'm just like, I've never felt so fucking ashamed of the fucking police force in this country in that moment. And it ain't because it's a white man.
No.
It could have been whoever. I don't fucking
it could
give
be
a
two
shit.
white men. I still think you should have checked on the person who said been stabbed.
Anybody. Like I say, just like, how incompetent have you fucking got to be to just like, you're there to serve and protect.
Yeah.
Who the fuck who needs protecting in that moment? Like, nobody, because you're there. He's on the floor fucking like motionless, as I said.
It's 3v1 if you want at base level. It's 3v1.
So ultimately, what they should have gone, okay, you three guys, you come over here with us.
Yeah.
Away, we'll diffuse this situation. You come over here with us, we'll have a conversation with you. Henry, let's have a conversation. What's happening? Not drag you out, put my knee on you, handcuff you. Oh, I can't breathe, I've been stabbed. Like, I mean, what threat, what danger is he at that moment that you felt the need to use that force and to put fucking handcuffs on him?
I think that, again, I don't know why the police would do it, because I would assume that... Now, I only base this on, I've seen a lot of American body cam footage, and a lot of the times, if the police are arresting someone, and as soon as they say something like, oh, I'm in this situation, they go, okay, do you want an ambulance? And like, it just seems that in that instance, if someone's even been accused of being stabbed, wouldn't it be better to just call an ambulance? I'm not saying that they could save him. I know that they're saying that they couldn't.
There's a female officer that does call an ambulance, but it's like not straight away. It's like a couple of minutes into the what's name, and then obviously, like I say, after they start probably checking him over and the body cam footage cuts off. Like,
I mean, the worst thing is that he was there for apparently an hour. So any of those three people that were stood over him could have called an ambulance. And I know that they're going to be defending.
They're not going to, though, are they?
But I mean, well, I don't know, man. Just on a moral level, wouldn't you like go, he's been stabbed. We better call an ambulance.
On a moral level, would you stab someone? On a moral level, would you?
No, but if my brother had stabbed someone, I'd be going like, well, all right, hold on.
You're thinking about that. The mum took the murder weapon and hid it. So
yeah, I just...
The morals have gone out the fucking window the minute they've allowed. Yeah, okay, we need to protect our son at all costs. Okay, on a parental level, I understand, but I'm telling you now, my daughter fucking murdered someone. Like, I'm not just going to be running to fucking like, okay, you know, to her side and being like, it's okay, don't worry, we'll fucking thingy. I'm like,
we've got to sort this out, you know.
Yeah.
But that's because, and I have to say, I think that's because you have had instilled in you good morals. Now, you know it's against your child. You don't want to do it, but like, there's a moral question here. You know what I mean? Like, if best case scenario, you save this person's life that unfortunately has been stabbed by someone, and then maybe at least the sentence is lighter for you, brother. He's not going to get away with it. No. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'd like to say...
the thing of like, I'm just because I've just read something like about like handcuffing the aggressor sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in that moment, he isn't an aggressive.
He's not a threat.
I don't know if people haven't seen the body cam footage, go and see the body. He is literally laying there motionless.
Yeah.
Like there are multiple police officers.
He is not a threat in that instance.
You've got to, like I say, this is where common sense comes into it. I feel like you can tell if someone is being aggressive or if someone has the ability to be aggressive. You have and this is just Joe Bloggs here. Like, I'm not a trained police officer, trained in conflict resolution, trained in how to subdue people, trained in all the things that they're supposed to be trained in. To actually go there and be like, oh, okay, he's laying there on the floor motionless. Like, it's one word against another because you can't listen to the family because the family weren't involved. And the fucking fact that a neighbour phoned and there is a police thingy that a neighbour said that they believe someone had been stabbed. So if you've got the guy, so the police turning up, they've got multiple reports. You've got the report from the murderer who was the one who phoned the police. Oh, I've got this guy. No, it's the brother, I think.
The brother.
Like, my brother's been racially abused and that. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. We'll go. In the same time, a neighbour has phoned 999. And so this would all go through to the switch. And so the officers that are turning up should also get this information that, hang on, we've had another report from a neighbour of potentially someone being stabbed. When you get there and the guy who's saying, I was the one who's being attacked. Yeah, I've got this little mark above my head and he called me a racist name. Well, hang on, I can tell you ain't been fucking stabbed.
Yeah. Your brother hasn't been stabbed. Your dad clearly hasn't been stabbed.
And I've got this guy laying on the floor. They're saying they have been stabbed and we've got a potential report from a neighbour. Like,
yeah. All synapses should spark together to come to an idea. And they didn't in that instance. And like you say, this is the problem. Like I say, I don't want it to be a racist thing because it's the police.
There's at least 3, I believe, that are there because there are 3 distinct voices. There's a female and I believe 2 male officers. And not one of them had the forward to, hang on a minute, this guy looks in a really fucking bad way. If he's the one that's been the aggressor, how the fuck is he in this state?
Yeah.
Why does
just
the
common
aggressor
sense.
look like he's a pile of mush on the floor right now?
Because, my question, like you say, there's 3 cops there. So one cop goes up to the murderer and says, all right, give me your account. What happened? Right. And then 1 at least should be going over, or 2 if you want, because he's the aggressor, should go over to the guy that's clearly lying almost functionless on the floor.
Well, the minute the dad lets go of him, he just flops to the floor. At that moment, when you can see that, you're like, something's not right with that lad.
Yeah. He does not look healthy.
For you to just flop to the fucking floor like that with no control or stability, there is something wrong. Now, you could say maybe he's drunk. Okay, but that has never been brought up. Like that wasn't brought up in the conversation like beforehand. It's just like, oh, I'm keeping him propped up. Why do you need to keep him propped up? What's wrong with him?
Apparently, he's the aggressor. So what happened? He said something. He's punched you in the head, just knocked your turban off, and then you beat the 7 levels of shit out of him. Because even if you haven't stabbed him, for him to be not being able to stand up, he's either got to be too inebriated to stand up, or you've hit him back. Either way, you've got 3 people around him. Surely the police should go, okay, well, this is obviously a subdued situation. Let's go and see what's gone on with him. You guys, you 2 or you 1, go and talk to this guy who's made the complaint, and we'll get this figured out. But you shouldn't be just arresting him, dragging him out without first checking on his condition. Do you know what I mean? If you saw someone sparked out, you would check on his condition.
Okay, so let's just play devil's advocate for 2 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Someone claims they've been stabbed. There's no pools of blood.
Okay.
Right?
It's dark.
Okay. But it is dark. He's on a black gravel driveway. Okay.
Wearing a black top.
But potentially been there for a long time. Don't think all the stab wounds potentially happened there either. So, and like I say, the story is that the kid jumped over multiple fences, to get away from this guy and whatnot. You've also got on the flip side of that, so why is your brother and your dad here? How are they here?
Yeah.
Because it's not his house. Hang on. What are they doing here?
So as the guy passed out and you called your dad, and they've all come down to stand over the passed out guy that
I'm
smacked you in the
just thinking,
face.
like, okay, hey, you two had this thingy. Why are you two here? Like, so were you here from the start? Was it? So were you here when the racism and the aggression happened? Because that's 3-on-1 then.
Yeah.
You just stood by
How
and let
did
your
you
brother
even
get punched
feel?
and your brother get racially, racially.
So this guy's on the floor. Are you sure you three haven't kicked the shit out of him? Because that
Like, it just doesn't add up. Like I say, it's 1-on-1 is making 5 with this scenario because I don't understand. Now, I don't know what will come of these police officers, like the internal investigation. And I did see the video of the police chief being like, "I'm very, really sorry." And that, yeah, it's great. You tell Henry's parents that you're really, really sorry because that helps them sleep at night, doesn't it? The one thing that I kind of like, so there's a lot of the comparisons with George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
I feel that the comparison is a really bad comparison.
apart from the I can't breathe thing, I suppose.
Yeah, that is literally and police negligence. Okay,
Yeah.
that is like you. I have an issue with George Floyd being made a martyr the way he was.
Yeah.
I get why he was. I understand it. Like, I don't live in America and I'm not black.
It
Okay?
was
that I can't. I can't thingy to understand. I can't.
George
claim to
Floyd was
understand.
essentially the straw that broke the camel's back, regardless of what his
I
criminal
understand
past
something
was.
was going to happen at some point, but I think George Floyd is and to still now, after everything that come out about George Floyd was not a nice man.
No.
George Floyd was horrible. George Floyd was a career criminal.
Yeah.
Did he deserve to die in the way he did? Absolutely 100% no.
No.
Okay. That was like I say, the way the police dealt with it was wrong. The way the police dealt with Henry Novak's situation was wrong. That's the comparison. I don't think the comparison should be made about like.
I'd also
the
say that the way that
characters of the two.
everyone else reacted to both these deaths has been wrong. Shouldn't be
like-
fucking fighting people.
I
burning
to a
things.
point, I understand the take a knee.
Yeah.
I just don't think George Floyd should have been made the martyr. Like, it's difficult because then who does become the martyr?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, you're waiting for the next one.
Yeah.
Is he good enough? Like, you can't pick and choose. Like, but just as a human being, George Floyd was not a nice person.
Should you have died? No. Should the police done what they did?
100% no. Should the police have like faced more serious repercussions than what they did? Fucking 100%.
Yes.
Like, should the police get massive repercussions for the Henry Novak? 100%.
Yes.
Should they be police officers? Fucking evidently not, because they're
No.
shit at their jobs.
Yeah.
Like,
If I was to fuck up a job as bad as they fucked up what I perceive as this job, I would be sacked. Is the way that I would say.
But I feel the biggest problem we have now with this is you've got people taking the knee for like, so when George Floyd happened, you had Black Lives Matter and you have people countering that with All Lives Matter. Of course, like, and I think the thing that people, of course, all lives matter. That's not what the BLM movement was about.
No.
And so the people that were like, all lives matter, like, yeah, obviously you're fucking numpties.
Yeah.
But we're talking about racial prejudice that like half of the world will never experience, never understand. Okay. I will never understand. I'm never going to understand what it's like to be racially profiled, but I've seen it fucking happen.
Yeah. And it's warrant.
And I think most people would be able to point to one aspect of they've actually seen or they know someone very close to them that has been racially profiled because they might be black or Asian or Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, BLM is its own thing. Now people taking the knee, you've opened up a whole fucking can of worms again because I'm seeing the All Lives Matter thing come back up again.
Yeah.
And it's antagonising the BLM and comparing to, they should not be compared. Like George Floyd is his own thing and it stands for, like I say, George Floyd is the martyr for it, but ultimately it's bigger than George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
Like George Floyd is, like you say, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's just unfortunate that the martyr is just was not a very nice person.
But ultimately, because there are so many black deaths in America, sooner or later it was going to be someone, and they would have probably pointed out that he had a bad past because it's very easy for people in the black community in America to have a bad past because of how the police have persecuted him in the past, which is the whole point of the
and you
BNL.
can start getting into like the red line in the districts and bits and pieces and all like the historical facts and bits and pieces of with the black community. We're not really going to get into that because that's not our wheelhouse. We can't really speak on that. It would be unethical. No, that's not the right
disingenuous,
word.
really.
Disingenuous. That's better. Yeah, to speak about it because we come from a privileged background.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I certainly haven't grown up in poverty, thankfully.
I grew up in a council house, but you know.
I'm very. I had two parents that worked, so I would class my upbringing as middle class.
Yeah. I've always been working class or low class.
I'm very fortunate for that. Yeah. But yeah, in that working class, I say, my parents worked hard and everything. So middle class, maybe I'm working class, whatever. Anyway, I'm working class now for sure.
And don't get me wrong, that skews your judgment just like it skews mine. You know, but I think
like I say, I've never been racially profiled, and I've never been persecuted for anything like that, and I've never been like, so I can't speak on that. So I'm not going to speak on that.
I've been called ginger a lot, but I don't know if it classifies.
Yeah, obviously there's some persecution there because you have no soul. So exactly. You know, like, but
I'll be laughing when I'm in purgatory. That's all I'm saying.
but as, like, I liked like the parents have kind of come out and be like. They want to like, you know, don't take the knee. Like, we just want the parents are trying to de-escalate the situation, bring the temperature down, as they like to say in America, lower the temperature, which I kind of like, because I feel like we're reaching that point because with the recent everything seems to have escalated. You've got the Ukrainian lady that got murdered on the bus.
No, it's a bus. Sorry. No, was it bus?
Yeah.
Bus? Yeah, bus.
Bus or train.
Yeah.
By the schizophrenic guy.
I mean, the problem with that is that he'd been released from prison like multiple times, even though he had multiple offences.
That's another American thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like we go back to the immigration thing. You look at the Tommy Robinsons of the world and everything, what they're doing there. Like, oh, look at all these people that are coming over, they're raping your daughters and everything. And it's just escalating.
Yeah.
It's like the temperature is rising and rising. And now you have this, which is boiling it down to its bare bones, and in no racial context, like, not me trying to be racially like it, but you have a Sikh man has murdered a white boy. He's a boy, he's 18.
And arguably, you would say out of all the races,
just going up and up and up and up and up. And it's just like, like the parents have stood there and just been like, look, bring it all back down. Our son wouldn't want this.
No.
Like, I feel like we're reaching that point where we're throwing matches in a barn full of hay. And at some point, very, very soon, one of them is going to ignite and the whole fucking shit is going up.
Well, I mean, funny you should say that because you mentioned Tommy Robinson, and obviously we said we'd talk about something else, which was the flag debate. So it's a good sort of segue in. Because again, I think with what you're saying is that, you're at the point where we're flicking matches into a barn. And the flag debate has been very much about that because I'm a patriotic person. I don't mind seeing the British flag. I won't lie to you. I understand that for some people it feels like it's some sort of oppression or something. But I like going to America and seeing the American flag. I'd like going to Spain and seeing the Spanish flag. I don't think it's wrong to have your country's flag flown in the country that it lives.
There is definitely an aspect of co-opting the flag, though, for meanings outside of just your patriotism for the country, which I also understand why people have an issue with it.
Yeah, of course. Which, but I'm just saying from my perspective, I like to see it personally. I don't take the prejudice, but again, I'm in a privileged position.
British or English? Are you a Union Jack fan or a St George's Cross fan?
I'm a Union Jack flag. A Union flag.
Okay.
Only a Jack when it's on a boat.
Okay, okay. Yeah, see, I prefer the St George's Cross, to be fair. I don't know why. I just I don't have anything against Scotland, Wales, Ireland. I like the cross. I think it's clean. I think it's tidy.
I like the multiple colours. I'm not against like the St George's Cross. again, when I see it on the backs
So
of
do
the
you
football
class yourself
players,
as
and
British
stuff,
or English? If someone say, "Oh,
I'd probably call
what
myself
nationality are
English
you?"
before I said British,
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would class myself as English before British. Yeah,
because I am
not
English.
for any reason. I don't. Yeah, just because. Yeah, I class myself as English. I know, like technically, we're
Yeah.
English and we're British if you want to look at it. But yeah, just for no reason. I just thought I'd ask.
It's just like, if you ask an Irishman if he's Irish, he'll go, yeah, he's from Ireland. He wouldn't go, I'm from the UK. If he was in Northern Ireland, I should say.
Well, the I was going to say, depending on what time.
I caught myself, don't you worry. You can already see
Yeah, but
the
if you ask a
email.
Welshman, like I say, you ask a Welshman, they're going to be Welsh. They're not going to say British or Scotsman. Like Laura, for instance.
Yeah, Laura would
wouldn't
tell you
say
she's Scottish.
British. She'd say she's Scottish. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
It's
and
just some
again,
people
there's
do
nothing
just
wrong
say,
with
"I'm
doing
British."
that. And I do think that there's a world where we are trying to say, like, well, you shouldn't really call yourself English. And I go, why? Why? What's it matter? But I find that a lot of these things.
I was
it's like,
born in England.
I was born in England. That makes me English.
England is its own country.
Yeah.
It's a standalone country. It's just part of a bigger union.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, I'm English.
If I go outside of it, although I does change. If I go to the States, I don't say I'm from England. I go, I'm from the UK. And I don't know why I do that.
Oh, no,
I have no idea. I have no idea why I do
always
that.
say I'm England. Yeah, when I was in New York, they asked me how England. I had the weirdest thing, just on a tangent. Like some random guy when we went to the USS Intrepid, the naval ship that's now a museum. The guy in the queue was standing there taking us. He was like, "Where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, England." I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said like the town. He was like, "Oh, I've been there." I was like, "That fuck you've been there, mate. I live in like bumfuck nowhere, this small little seaside town. There's no fucking way you've been there."
That's what he's paid to say. I'm from Dudley, mate. You go, I've been Dudley. I've been the castle. I've been the zoo, and I went to Black Country Museum. Maybe he has been there.
There's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. You keep driving past Marsden. You're in the sea. There's nothing here.
So just bringing it back, so where do you sit on the flag debate? I mean, I don't mind seeing them, but I do understand. I don't fly a flag. No, because again,
I don't fly. Like we've got the World Cup in.
Yeah, no, I won't fly a fucking flag for that either.
I don't fly a flag for the World Cup. I don't put flags in my windows, and it's not because I'm unpatriotic. It's just because I think. Right, I'll be honest. I actually think they look kind of tacky.
Yeah,
like. That's a personal opinion, but it's not because I'm unpatriotic. Yeah, you want to fly a flag, cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stick one in
a
my window.
flagpole, right? I'd put it up.
Yeah, if I had a flagpole, I'd cut the fucking thing down because, like, what idiot puts a fucking flagpole in their front garden? Like,
I'm saying I'm buying a house, got a flagpole, and I go.
I'd be fucking taking it down. Oh, no, I'd put skull and crossbones up, mate.
I never said I'd put the English flag up. I said I'd put a flag up.
I've never flown a flag. I probably when I was younger, I've probably worn the St George's Cross going down the pub to watch the football. But what's time? I love my country.
Mm-hmm.
I love being English. Yeah, no, actually, I need to get this right. I love being English. I do struggle sometimes with my country, with loving my country, not because. More because of the way I see where people are taking the country, more like the government. I feel like they're fucking the country up. And I don't mean, and this isn't an immigration thing, this is just in general. I look at I look at us and I feel like just something simple. Like I fucking can't drive my car down the road without fucking dodging 4 billion fucking potholes.
No bullshit.
Like,
my old man has popped 3 tires with fucking
just
potholes.
simple fucking like. I'm like, the country just seems to be going downhill. Like, and I'm proud to be English.
Yeah.
If there was a war and I had to fight for this country, I would fight for this country. Like.
In a tank.
If I was made to.
In a tank. That's where I'll be, in a tank.
I don't. I feel like. I do feel like the flag has been co-opted to something other than what it stands for.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's
an easy thing to banner behind because it's literally a banner. So
yeah, it's a symbol.
Yeah,
they're using it as a symbol, and unfortunately, yeah, it's difficult because I kind of I need to
Yeah, it's articulating it.
I
That's
don't
the
want to
problem.
stand here and say you shouldn't be allowed to fly the flag.
No.
But I feel like you're flying. You fly the flag for the wrong reason. But I also don't believe you should stop people from flying. You see, you got the people that are tearing down flags in people's houses and bits and pieces. It's like, or the guy. So I have a friend who he's not a police officer. He works with the Met, right, in London, and he's like. I don't know what his job title actually is, but he works for like this company, and so he actually had to go round and take down flags that people had put up and stuff, and you're just like, okay, if they put on like street lights and whatnot, okay, but they were pretty
if
much
it's an
going
obstruction, it shouldn't be there.
They were pretty much going and saying like, they were to the point where knocking on people's doors and telling them like, could they remove the flags and everything, because it could be seen as a
inflammatory. That's what I last heard.
Inciting hatred and stuff like that. Obviously, this is in London, in certain areas in London where obviously the population of Muslims and other ethnicities and stuff is more prevalent than say the seaside town that I live in.
Yeah, I get that.
So obviously, they were not like, please, can you take it down, because it could be seen as insensitive. It could be seen as like, it's going to cause issues. And I'm just like, to go to like being able to tell someone in their own home to take the flag, like that's got to be wrong.
Like, yeah, I know I see what you're saying, because you're going like, but look, I understand what the guy who's having to say it thing is, but I understand that like from their point of view, this feels oppressive. You're telling me to not be oppressive while being oppressive. So how does that work? And I think that becomes the all-encompassing, and then it becomes a snowball effect. Someone feels like they're being pushed down, so they start wanting to push down other people. It's the human problem, really. We can't just coexist, which I get annoyed because we don't have conversations about it. It just seems like everyone's slinging mud all the time, and I don't think slinging mud solves any problems. I think if you were to have a conversation,
it goes back to the original comments, though. The original thing that we started this on is on social media, and how like you get this one source, whether it be news, whether it be Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage, whatever, that can go out there and say something or do something, and then they just step back from it and let everyone fight, like everyone in the comments, everyone in society, everyone, like they'll go at it, and the initial thing gets forgotten about because now you've taken it past, like the animosity and the aggression that you're showing towards each other is something completely different than the origins that it started with.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just reading just a little bit on what the chat. Obviously, there's a pointing out that like obviously there's lots of separate sects that misappropriate things around beliefs and agenda, and that those can be misconstrued. ISIS and Islam, very, very similar. They walk along the same path, but they're not the same. So, but unfortunately, I think then you're expecting people to be able to decipher that, and they won't, because most people are quite simple and they follow the herd. So whatever the top one says,
information from one source, and that one source they trust explicitly, and they won't do their own research. And I get, someone said earlier, like it's very tiring to have to go and source multiple bits of information, and make your own valid and informed opinion based on all the information, when you can just go blinkers on, follow, insert news. BBC, CNN, fucking ITV, like fucking MSNBC, whatever country, wherever you're from, follow. Go, Fox News, that agenda suits me.
Yeah,
I like what they're selling. I'm just going to follow them blindly and trust them.
But then I would suggest to those people that don't want to go and do the research, then don't bother signaling anything. Just read it. Don't say anything. It's not really worth your time. Someone might just turn around to happen to have the facts and point you wrong, and then it's just going to become a slagging off match. So, like me, right? I don't know absolutely everything about it. I watch the bits that I want to, bits that I don't quite understand. I look into a bit, but I don't put my comments out there apart from doing an entire podcast on it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Moving on. Right? It's just that, like, in many ways, if you don't really understand it and you've just listened to one thing saying and you've just made your belief off that one whole point, then and you're not willing to look any further into anything, then I just suggest, like, going, well, I've got my opinion and I believe it and that's good enough for me. I'll share it amongst my close friends and we can all agree to each other and have what is supposed to be known as a theoretical fucking jerk-off session. So, you know, and that's fine. The problem is when you take it online is that because there's other people in the world that are complete arseholes, then they may take umbrage the fact that you've got that opinion. They may then try and find all your information. I mean, you see it all the time. You see in the comments, it goes from, I don't believe what you're saying because you're a fucking clown, to, I've just looked at your pictures, mate. Your missus is ugly and I hate your dog. And I'm like, what?
That's what I'm saying about, like, you go, once you've gone past 30 comments, the initial argument is out the fucking window because they've moved on to something that is completely irrelevant to the initial fucking conversation. So it's like, how do you ever get any semblance of like, I've completely lost my train. How do you get any kind of semblance of like being able to construct an argument and have like a constructive conversation with someone when within 5 minutes it's out the window?
Yeah, because you've lost all your morals. You're ashamed about one thing, but your dog's ugly, and I've seen your nan. She can't play bowls for shit. And it's just like, do you know what I mean? You know, obviously, I'm trying to make it more humorous than the horrible things that you actually read on there. You know,
the other thing is, I feel like we've also become very much like, we can't, flip-flopping is seen to be weak.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to, so say we have this thought, or we're going to roll with this, right? Okay, so I believe this. Even if you like kind of like prove my points wrong, I can't waver from this because I can't be seen to be a flip-flopper, because flip-flopping is weakness. I need to stand my ground. This is the hill I'm going to die on, and no one's going to tell me any different. And I also feel that a lot of that, mum's a troll or whatever, comes from the fact of, you're losing this argument, and you've got no way to then course correct and bring this argument back to your favour because you know you're wrong. So what's the next best thing? Insults.
Yeah, I'll just go to insults.
I'm gonna go after, like, you know, and ultimately, you kind of prove in that moment that you've lost, that your point, that you're standing on is irrelevant, is false, you know. But I can't possibly admit that. I can't possibly sit there and go, oh, hang on a minute. You actually make a very, very sophisticated argument there. Maybe I do need to go away and actually, like,
I'll
just
look
do some
into
research and rethink my position, and then come back to this conversation with a more enlightened point of view. No, I can't do that. No.
Because
you're
we can't,
just a prick.
Because we can't build bridges. We have to break them all the time. So I'd like to think I'm the kind of person that if I have a discussion with someone and I'm virulent on my thing and you're virulent on yours, but you start giving me stats that I'm going, all right, okay, hold on. I don't know about any of that. Right. So we'll shelve this for now. Let's continue playing fucking Apex. And my mom is a whore. So, like, we'll come back to this discussion about the socioeconomics of the world when I've got a bit more information.
I was not expecting that. I was like, okay, you completely derailed everything.
And it's a comedy podcast. I mean, we've been serious for about an hour and a half.
Yeah, fucking hell.
So, yeah, I'd like...
We should just go into it and just go, right, oh, you want to have discussion? Okay, cool. Yeah, before we do, I'm just going to say, like, yeah, I got this wrong. I got fucking gammy teeth, like small penis. So now that we've got all out of the way,
that's it.
We can now have a conversation.
Let's have a fucking talk.
Yeah. Your mum's a whore. Yeah, that's great. Wicked, cool. Right, we've got that done within the first. Right, so now we can't insult each other because we've got it all out there in the first.
Exactly.
Now we can have a conversation.
Let's actually talk about these situations that we disagree on. see if we can find some common ground. You know, you might point out something I haven't perceived.
You might find that both our mums are prostitutes.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fucking great.
Oh my God, they knew each other. Oh my God, and we just made best friends.
Oh my God, we're Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson.
Exactly. So there we go. I mean, like I say, it's one of those things that, you know, I know we're sort of going to try and draw to the close so we can actually get onto the Summer Games Fest in a minute.
There's some actually like interesting stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think, I mean, you know, I think when it comes to the flag, when it comes to our country, just to hollow out, just to collaborate all the points, I think the problem we've got is there's too much misinformation. Everyone's willing to run to swords immediately without discussion first. And I think
it's too easy to spread that misinformation.
Oh God, yeah. You know, and because people can monetize and make money off misinformation, then it's even more prevalent because there's an aspect of wealth attached to it. And I think this is the same thing that I would say that happens in government. You know, you've got certain people, as everyone likes to point out about Farage at the moment, he's been backed by, was it 5 million crypto? I still don't understand fucking crypto. I'm not going to. So someone's giving him 5 million, which seems like a push onto an agenda, I guess, would be the point. But if you don't think that Labour aren't getting people coming in the cabinet and saying, look, you know, we could all help each other out a little bit. And I tell you why I know that, because it's business, and business, that happens all the time. People go, look, let me take you for a nice meal. Let's have a talk. Let's see how we can we do this?
Money under the table has always been the way to get things done.
Yeah. And that's
Like,
never going to change.
Country you're in or whatever, like you feel like let's take for instance, you know, national land, greenbelt land, they'll never get built on whatever. Oh, guess what's happening next week? We're getting fucking Sainsbury's built on that because someone in a brown paper bag slipped some money under a table. We don't care about the fucking squirrels.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we need a Sainsbury's.
Grease the wheels. There's something else more important than the squirrels, and we've got to do it for whatever reason. And that is how things get done.
It, just murder them.
Exactly.
Don't matter. We don't need them.
And unfortunately,
bacon.
That's it. We do, and we do. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to the state of the country, that unless this government is willing to do a lot of the right thing and the hard yards, and we're willing to support a government to do that and give them the time to do it, I don't think there's going to be any change. And I'm not saying that everyone should go out and vote Reform or Greens or whoever. I'm just saying that you've got to find your own political thing and support what you want and hope that that comes to a being. But you've also got to give this current government, and I'm not saying I support Labour because I do not, but if we keep going down a path of saying, right, you haven't changed it within 2 minutes, it's fucking not good enough, without understanding that they need to get rid of the bureaucracy that stops everything from happening and have a more streamlined approach. Fuck me, I'm starting to sound like a politician.
But the problem, because the problem is, like like you say, like only giving it like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's not just 2 minutes, though, is it? You can't. You need to see some light at the end of the tunnel. When the tunnel just gets darker and darker and darker, and even night vision goggles ain't doing you no favors. You got to ask yourself the question, like, something's amiss here.
Yeah.
Like, there is no shining light anywhere in anything that has happened in the last however long Labour have been in. And they can't point to anything, in my opinion. They can't point to anything and say, like, this is what we're getting towards. Because they backtrack. Like, it took them 1 year for Rachel Reeves to turn around and say, we won't do this, we won't do this, we won't do this. 1 year. We're doing this, we're doing this, we're doing this. Yeah. And it's going to be at a cost to your wallet.
Yeah. The problem is, with Labour, is they've U-turned on everything. So everything that they stated and told the country that they got voted on.
Where is the trust? Where is the, like you say, like, we got to give it longer. But is it like, you can only go by the current information you've got, and the current information you've got is they are not doing anything of what they said they were going to do. In fact, they're doing the absolute opposite. On not one thing can you sit here and say, fucking well done, Keir.
No,
well
you're
done,
right.
Rachel Reeves. Well done, XYZ politician.
But that's why I'd arguably say they've got to go. I mean, Keir should, in my opinion, rightly or wrongly, he should have stepped down. You were fucked
The
up
whole
for
Mandelson
a year and a
thing
half. It's too bad.
Unforgivable. It's unforgivable. The Mandelson thing, it just shows incompetence to like the next fucking level.
Mm-hmm. I can say, and to try and just worm your way out of it like you are, attacking people left, right, and centre. When didn't you tell everyone that you would take responsibility? That a prime minister should take responsibility? Well, then take responsibility. You got him in there. You're the one who did it. You now found out about it. Yes, you can say, oh, but the disruption to the country. This country has always got disruption in Whitehall. It's a fucking churning door down there. Like, if you clearly don't seem up to the task at hand, Keir, you don't acknowledge certain things. You're not dealing with anything that the people actually want. And that shows in the polling. So for me, he's got to step down. I don't know who he can replace him with because I don't really understand who Labour have got, and I don't trust a fucking one of them. But
who is that? Is it what's his fucking name?
Andy Burnham.
Burnham? Yeah, Andy Burnham. Yeah, fucking hell. If he, like, you better not own any land.
No, fucking hell.
Fucking hell. When he's like, yeah, we shouldn't be, council tax should be on the land, not the actual property. Fuck me, if you've got a garden, you're fucked.
Exactly. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like I say, we are taxed so much. I heard that they're wanting to increase the inheritance tax again. I'm like, so you're already taxing me on
taxes,
everything.
Death and taxes.
But now they're taxing me on death.
So, I see someone trying to explain something the other day. It was like, so you earn your money, you pay taxes on it. You die, you then leave it to whatever money you've got to your family, and it gets taxed, and then it gets taxed, and then it gets taxed, and then it gets taxed. It's just like, oh, yeah, cool. So, like, yeah, so, okay.
Exactly. Like you say, you're just getting to such a point that I won't even be able to afford any of the video games that we're going to talk about.
Spend your money, as I've said to my mum and dad. So there's 3 siblings, me, my brother, my sister. My mum and dad sat us down years ago and was like, look, the way we've done the will is it's 33, 33, 34%. My sister gets 34, but not that I give a shit. I don't care. It was like, because it's an easier way to do it, breaks down easy. There's what's name, oh, cool. I'm the youngest. I said day one, I don't need anything. I don't want anything.
No.
I want you to spend every fucking penny you have earned, go on holidays, do whatever you want. I am not expecting anything. Like, you have earned it, you have paid tax on it, it's yours to think it. I am now in my 40s. I don't need it. I don't want it. My children aren't going to want, because hopefully by the time my parents pass, my daughter's going to be old enough and potentially have her, maybe even start her own family. So like, it's just like, I get why people want to leave stuff for their children and everything and that. Maybe I'm a little bit selfish, and it's like, if I had a young child, yeah, okay, I'd be leaving them stuff. Like, in my will, obviously, if I die tomorrow, my wife dies tomorrow, obviously, everything gets left to my daughter. But once they reach a certain age and they're self-sufficient and stuff, just like, it's just more hassle than it's fucking worth. Just fucking go out and enjoy your latter part of your life.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I don't know what the future looks like for the kids of today. I know that my father will probably have more money than I will have when I'm at his age, only because everything is just, from what he got when he was making his money, is more than I could possibly get.
Yeah.
And then my worry is that it's going to be even worse.
Find a way to fucking put it in a Swiss bank account.
Yeah.
Like the years before you die, and then do it that way.
Yeah, that's it. Hide it.
Have an offshore,
buy bullions.
Have an offshore bank account. Do a fucking Gary Barlow and was it Gary Barlow? I can't remember now. And Jimmy Carr, and just don't fucking pay tax. Just have an offshore account somewhere in the fucking Caymans, whatever, and just filter your money out there. Filter your money. Out there.
I like that idea. My one's better though. Buy as many bullions as you can. Get a wooden chest, create a map, and then hide it. And whichever member of your family can find it can have the bullions. They won't depreciate.
Yeah, cool. When they open it and there's 3 bullions in there, like you got this big ass fucking chest.
3. Yeah, so, well, I mean the chest can be ornate as fuck. Gems,
like,
gold.
Oh my God, look at this. They'll open it up and there's like cobwebs and like 2 shiny coins at the bottom.
No. There'll be a note that says, "You really thought I had bullions."
no, there'll be two gold coins in there. But like, oh, okay, cool. This might be worth it. They open up. They're fucking milk chocolate, aren't they? They're fucking chocolate coins in gold fucking wrappers. They're fucking, when they open them up, they've gone all that pasty fucking colour because they've fucking gone off.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell.
And at least one person's going to at least try it going, it might All right.
And then you realise the box is from fucking IKEA. You've just fucking made it look all fucking fancy.
That's it, yeah. Well, at least we've got this No, this is clearly made of plastic.
Fucking hell.
So I intend to
Should we
make
get
you
on
leave
to
my
Summer
fortune.
Games Fest?
Yes, go on. Let's change the screen.
Oh, shit.
Oh, what?
No, sorry, that was my... No, that's fine. Where am I going? I'm going there. Hang on. Wait,
Okay.
wait. Oh, no, it's not showed up. Where has it gone?
I knew we'd have technical issues.
No, I got it. I've got to make sure it's muted, actually. Ah, it's muted. That's fine.
Cool. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm cool.
I'm going to press play now.
Yep.
Cool.
So obviously,
So-
Summer Games Fest
Yes.
was this last week.
It was.
Obviously, State of Play was the week before.
Yep. State Play was the week
Yeah.
before.
And obviously, for those who don't know, Summer Games Fest is when like announcements get made about upcoming games from like big developers on multiple platforms and bits and pieces.
It's basically the new
What to look forward
E3.
to.
Basically the new E3 that Jeff Keighley, because he does Game Awards and this, so now he's just found a way to do more game things. I mean, Jeff Keighley, you like him, love him, hate him, he does do a lot. Now, the first game, obviously, I don't know if you watched this, TJ. Did you watch the start of
So I
Summer Games
joined
Fest?
your stream, and then we went back and watched this after you'd ended stream. I joined your stream halfway through, so I missed the initial first couple of games, and then but we went back as you told me about this.
Yeah, I mean, this absolutely, I just caught me off guard. And if I was listening, I'd have heard Chris, I'd have known that it was in Paris, but like, even though I knew, I'd heard rumours that Code Veronica was going to get a remaster. I just didn't think it'd be anywhere near yet, being that we had Requiem this year. So absolutely blew me away. It looked incredible. I mean, they've changed, obviously, Claire's face model again. No bad thing, I guess. But I'm wondering if they're going to retcon. Someone pointed out to me how it says Resident Evil and then the V is prominent, being 5. And then
they're not going to turn this into no.
But what they suggested was then you turn the old 5 into 6, and then just eradicate 6 from the leading because it was so bad. I support this idea.
Yeah,
6 was shit. Game was shit.
I like so. I've got. Is yours jumping back? Because my video's jumping back.
No, mine's just playing, I think. Well, where are you at? What's your number?
The old ladies just choke the biscuits.
Yeah, I'm just showing the biscuits.
But it's like, anyway, sorry. It just seems like it's going and then it skips like a second back. But anyway, I'm definitely interested. I still have to, I'm so far behind with Resident Evil. I've got to play 7, I've got to play Village, I've got to play Requiem.
I mean, technically, you could play this one though, because if you've played 4, you could do this.
I can. I haven't actually finished 4.
Okay.
The remake of 4, anyway. Because obviously I did the 2-3 remake recently again, and then obviously I was going to do 4. Probably skip 5 and 6. Let's be honest. Go to 7 Village.
No, 7's Biohazard, 8's Village, then Requiem.
I just always call it 7. And then you obviously Village.
Yeah. There we go, 7 and then Village.
Technically, it's Biohazard, right?
Yeah, it's Biohazard.
Because obviously, it doesn't like you're a bit like, how does that work?
Yeah.
The thing is, what I get what you're saying about the retconning it to 5 because it like the V is the first thing that shows up, V, and then it's REV, and you're like, okay, Resident Evil 5. But I don't get how I don't really know how you can work the story in. How you can just
I mean, that's Hunk as well. That means Hunk's back.
Yeah.
Which is
It's
again
Code Veronica. Just
Veronica.
No,
it's just Veronica, and I wonder with the way that they have been naming things lately, is that meant to be 5? You know, like you always got like 9 in there somewhere, or in Requiem 9 was the Q, so that doesn't actually work because it didn't go Roman numerals, but they did in Village. They did in did they in 7? Did they even call it 7? Did it have 7 at the end? Yeah, anyway, I think it is just Biohazard, isn't it?
V11, wasn't it? Wasn't it V11?
Yeah,
they did it as 7.
But they did it through Evil, didn't they? They did it through Evil, the 7. The VI, and then they just took the slip of the L.
Of the L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. 'Cause that's how they presented it. The next game, just moving on, would be Cuphead. I don't know. Did you play Cuphead?
At all? No. I know a lot of people love Cuphead, but no interest, no intrigue, no.
I don't mind Cuphead. I wasn't good enough really to beat it. I just don't have rich reactions, as I like to call them. It's just like, I mean, I will say that, like, you know, I understand aesthetically it might be nice, and I remember some of those sort of animations when I was a kid. Mainly, I think it was Felix the Cat that had all that sort of dancing backgrounds. I don't know. Did you ever see any cartoons like that from the 1940s? I guess they'd be 50s.
No. Yeah, probably, definitely, but not that I can hark back and be like, oh yeah.
I always remember, I think it was like Felix the Cat, and he'd like get in a barrel and he could make that barrel into a submarine. It was some cheap video that I bought from a pound shop, you know, big on VHS. So it'd have like, I don't know, 6 cartoons that you've never heard of in your life. But it was all that kind of like dancing, just backgrounds. It was always weird. I wonder why I turned to drugs in the end. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Questions for another day. Yeah, so, I mean, this, well, what comes after all this is something I do want to talk about, and I'm pretty sure you'll want to talk about as well. I don't know if we want to speed up the video to get to it, but that might be a bit finicky.
11 minutes.
Yeah. So, what you say, it's 11 minutes in?
11 minutes, pre-alpha footage, yeah.
Okay, let's get to 11 minutes then, mate.
Now, so from someone who played the original,
yeah,
only within the last 2 years, obviously a game that has been out for well over 10 years,
got slated by IGN as well,
because IGN are
rubbish at reporting.
I absolutely like the game. Is brilliant. The one thing I could say is maybe the game drags on a little bit, maybe 1-2 hours, a little bit too long, because there are points where I was like, okay, I'm nearly finished the game. Oh no, I've still got like another 3 hours to play or whatever. No, 2 hours to play. So maybe there is a bit of, it becomes a bit laborious towards the very end, but the ending is very, very good in the game. I just feel like maybe you could have condensed it down 2 hours less, because it's like 20 hours, isn't it?
It's a lengthy game for what it is.
Which, when you consider I got into an argument with someone recently when they were complaining that James Bond was 15 hours, like, I mean, that's a whole argument for another day about game length and stuff. But yeah, obviously we're talking about Alien Isolation, just for anyone. And this
Alien
is obviously
Isolation 2.
Last year that 2 was in production.
Yeah.
Early production, wasn't it, last year? And obviously this is the first real glimpse we've got to see of it.
Looks very nice from what they're showing.
Definitely whets the appetite. It's got the feels. Like, what I loved about Alien Isolation is it's a modern game, but it's set in a time like the game. The film, although it's supposed to be like, it's a modern film because they're in space and what's that, like, it had a lot of old school feels because of the way the technology was back in the day when they made it in the 70s, like late 70s. It's like you haven't got fucking all the bells and whistles that we've got now technology wise. So you have to have like the computer screens look really old and dated and got some weird graphical stuff going on. But they captured that so well in Alien Isolation within a modern sphere. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like, they captured the nostalgia of the original film. Yeah. Within this modern game so well. And just in the clips and stuff that you see in the trailer that we've just watched, like, again, you get those nostalgic feels from the first film, especially like, just the way the title comes up and you start seeing the sliding glares and everything. It's like you knew instantly then what it was. You know,
I wonder about this one because you're on a planet, or at least it seemingly looks like you're on a planet or a colony.
I think you've crashed onto a planet. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, are they going to lean heavily into aliens and give maybe maybe a bit more action, but with still some of the tension that obviously Alien is known for? Like, because you know yourself, in the first game, it ramps up a little bit towards the end.
I think it does, and obviously what you feel is like you're being chased by one alien, you actually realise there's multiple aliens on the ship. Like,
spoilers.
Spoilers. It's over 10 years old, people. I mean, I only played it a couple of years ago, but still, sort yourselves out. I kind of feel that one thing that made Isolation, it's in the name, Isolation. Like, what made the film great was like you're by yourself, other than some androids, alien. Like, every step, every corner you turn, every vent that you go through, there's trepidation lying every corner, and the scarcity. It very much like in a Resident Evil type thing. Like, your inventory of weapons and tools and stuff is key. And I kind of feel that you'd have to do away with that if you went full bore aliens.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna need fucking uber weapons and a lot of fucking ammo
Well, you'll need more people as well. You'd have to have more people.
And then it kind of negates the whole name of it being called Isolation.
Yeah. So I mean,
kind of hope they don't.
Well, maybe it'll be more of an Aliens 2 setting.
A little bit. Yeah.
You know, like you'll go to a colony, it'll be about discovering what happened. Maybe there's a couple androids still lurking around, a couple of survivors.
Yeah.
I could see possibly that. I mean, the game that's on here now, just because I just noticed that it had changed.
It's on.
Yeah, well, it's moved on. So this is Gen Atlas, this is. And
I don't know what this game is.
So you've heard of Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah. It's something that people have been massively wanting me to play.
Yeah.
But I've just never got round to it. Apparently,
it's a great
it's an
game.
amazing, beautiful game.
Yeah, it's a great game. So it's a big open world, and you have to use, you have to like climb giant colossi to kill them in order to try and restore. Well, no one actually knows who she is, but this young girl. But it will make the guy go corrupt. It's a big, deep story, spoilers and all that jazz. But this is their new game, and obviously it's gone very mech heavy. It looks like it's almost a robot version in a different way of Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian, where you had like a pet. It kind of looked like Falcor. Remember Falcor from Neverending Story?
Yeah, from Neverending Story.
Sort of looked like that.
By the way.
Pardon?
I've just paused it, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
While we're talking about this, before we move on to the next.
Yeah. So this looks like his new game. Now, I don't really know anything about it. It looks incredible in the trailer, but people will tell you that I think it's Fumito Ueda. I don't know how to read it. I'm probably butchering it. Like, it looks like it's giant mechs, mystery landscapes. It looks incredible, and it's from a creed of creator that he never sells massive, but his games are always like absolutely flawless, invoke emotion with very little conversation. You know, the kind of thing that you see total film wank over about in a movie. There was no words, but the picture was drawn by the blue sky with the yellow sand and the solitary tree in the distance. Spoke to me about loneliness. You know what I mean? Like one of those pretentious reviews that you read.
Pretentious, yes. That's one way of looking at it.
So, I'm not about that life, kids. Give me guns, give me gore, give me all the fighting. That's what I like to see in my films. I don't know what the next game is.
Well, I mean, we will be here forever if we go over all of them.
No, like, that's so. Is there any particular ones you want to talk about?
So, if you go into the comments,
yes.
Drop it out and go onto the main screen again. But then go into the comments. There's one of the second comments down actually has a time. They've time stamped everything.
Oh,
so
sweet!
Just click and pick on what's name.
Oh, fantastic.
Obviously, I think we should discuss Star Wars Galactic Racers. Maybe
Star
TMNT,
Wars.
The Last Ronin. There's a few on there. I don't think we need to go over all of them because a lot of them were.
So, being that you stream Dead by Daylight, do you want to 2 seconds about that?
On there. It's only, so, not really, because they don't really show anything. They're just saying, like, so this year's 10th anniversary. I got into streaming through a game called Dead by Daylight, 4v1 multiplayer ASIM, yeah, it's celebrating its 10-year anniversary, and Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th, is finally joining after years of it being spoken about. He's finally joining as the 10th year anniversary killer. I'm not 100% sure because I've kind of like come out of the world of DBD for the last 6 months to a year. Like I'm not kept up fully with it, so I don't actually know. I'm pretty sure we're not getting a new map. We're not getting Camp Crystal Lake. I think it is just a new killer. I don't think we're getting Tommy Jarvis. We'll probably get skins for other characters that might bring Tommy Jarvis in as a skin for like one of the OG characters, like a Dwight turns into Tommy Jarvis or whatever, which is done in previous iterations with previous characters as like legendary skins and whatnot.
I suppose it's an easy fix, isn't it, to just remodel something given the same abilities? It makes no difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, for essentially all the survivors are just skins with. It's just the perks, but the perks once you've earned the perks, you can flip them between any survivor and any killer. So ultimately, the survivors' powers are within their perks, so
right?
The fact that you can mix them, match them with any other survivor, you are literally it's a skin of what they look like. The killers are where it comes in because they have as well as their perks, they have their own individual powers. So it's very interesting. Jason coming in is interesting. There is already a character called the Trapper. He's an OG killer who was very much modelled on a type of Jason. So it'd be interesting to see how Jason works, what his perks and powers are. I haven't played the PTB. I was going to, but I didn't because I'm lazy. But yeah, so it's 10 years. It'd be interesting. I think it's next week. I think it's the 14th or 15th.
I think I heard it's soon. Like it's definitely soon.
A big show for it, and then I think it actually drops on the Tuesday just after that. But yeah, so DBD fans, it's a good. It's a bit of a rough road with DBD because of issues. I think, like anything, a 10-year-old game does grow stale to a lot of people, and I think they've struggled to make adaptations that they needed to make along the way. But like they've had a lot of issues with hackers and bits and pieces, as all games do, like that are in the multiplayer sphere, like your CODs and stuff like that. Unfortunately, hacking is you're always going to have an issue. I don't think they've helped themselves at some points, but hopefully with this it brings things back on track, and we'll see what the future holds. But for any game to have the player base that they have 10 years down the line as a multiplayer game that's seen off the likes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre license and that, and all the
Evil
other like
Dead, fucking
Evil Dead,
Jason itself, Friday the 13th,
out of space, Friday. Although Friday the 13th, I think had its own thing. It's just the licenses that fucked them up. Like Gun Media when they originally went in that, they kind of went in that a little bit blinkered with the licenses, unfortunately. But is what the test of time's it's gonna be interesting now, to see if they stand the test of time with the new Michael Myers Halloween game. There's a Pinhead Cenobites. Fuck, what's the IP?
the Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, that's it. Cheers. Yeah, there's a Hellraiser game coming out later this year as well. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of licenses have been snapped up and they're making their own games. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm just a little bit because Gun Media, I believe, are working with, and they're working at some part with the Halloween game, and they've kind of fucked it with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So we'll see.
Right, I suppose we'll move on to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, or no, Last Ronin.
Yeah.
31 something.
If you click on the thing, it'll come.
Yeah. So with this, I mean,
we should have got it from the fucking sewer. Me and you were sitting here going like, oh, I wonder what this could be. What could it? It's a sewer.
How did I see the sign?
Yeah.
I mean, I was excited about this because it's Platinum Games, and Platinum Games, if they do it right, they are incredible when it comes to fluid combat. Obviously seen from Nier Automata and Bayonetta. And this story, from what I understand, is quite the dark story, where it's Raph, all the rest of his brothers are dead, and he's just on a I don't give a fuck, everybody's dying mission. So you can see there he's got katanas, so he's taking his brother's swords. He's taking his brother's weapons, and he's just out to kill everybody, from what I understand. Stop that. So, I mean, have you ever played many Turtles games other than the arcade game that everybody played?
The arcade, to be honest, not on console, but the arcade, I've definitely spent a lot of my youth and pocket money on a Saturday morning playing stuff like The Simpsons and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, fucking button masher, 4-player button masher down at the arcade with friends.
That's it, yeah.
Oh, you just side scrolling, run along, punch, kick, jump, you know.
Suppose that was the benefit of you being in a seaside town. I could only do that when my nan or granddad took me to Haven.
That's the one thing, yeah. So I grew up with, like, say, your Simpsons, your Timothy, Daytona with the car.
Daytona with the car.
Like,
yeah.
oh my God, we've got a car. We can see like, all those kind of Time Crisis and like House of the Dead and stuff like that was wicked.
Must have been quite a time because you'd see new games literally show up at a place where you could frequent quite frequently. Yeah. And like, I wouldn't get that, so I'd have to go away on holiday, and then you're that age. I go, oh, I need some money. I want to go and play on the arcade machines, and then you go, oh my God, what's this?
Well, the great thing is, I also grew up in a time where you didn't have to worry about weirdos fucking just like dropping cacks and taking a shit in the middle of the fucking like, which has happened like multiple times in the last few years. Just in news reports of like, because the problem is where our like we've got like an arcade, so there's multiple arcades, but we've got a pier and everything. But there's the pubs are obviously all lined around it as well, so you get the fucking drunkards come out, and then you get the chip eaters, like because we've got a few caravan like holiday parks in our things. So people come here. Why? I don't know. I mean, please still come here because it helps the economy here. Otherwise, we'd be a fucking ghost town. And then you get a few people get drunk, and then you get these vagrants wandering around and like just pissing up arcade machines. Because some are like obviously outside, like the grab machines on the outside of the arcades. You just turn around and like, oh, there's some random geezers having a slash up the fucking like SpongeBob grabber game. You're like, oh, great, like
Don't play that one. Don't play that one.
Didn't have this. You're on the, you see like on the 2p machines, you've got the family with the kids and that, and you're like, oh, cool. And then like say you turn around and there's just someone having a dump or whatever. You're like, okay. What the fuck is going on with society? Like,
it's just acceptable now. We just shit out in the middle of the road. What? What's happening here?
Okay, fair enough. He's had too many shandies, bless him.
Just to close out, so you can't see much from the trailer of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, it's just an announcement, isn't it, of the game? There's no actual gameplay footage in that. Did it say 2027?
Don't think it got a release date.
No, which kind of makes me think, well, it's definitely not coming out next year. Considering we're in June, like I'll go back like. Last year, we saw the clip for Heretic, Intergalactic Prophecy, the Naughty Dog, didn't we? We saw the clip and we were like, oh my fucking God, Naughty Dog are finally actually getting back on the saddle and actually releasing something wicked, brilliant. It's not Uncharted, unfortunately. It's not fucking another Last of Us, unfortunately. It's a new IP. But I'm fine with that. Yeah. I just would like some Naughty Dog in my life. Yeah. I would more so like a new Uncharted, I'll be honest.
That's fair.
I feel Last of Us has probably run its course. I don't know where you'd go for 3, but I definitely feel we need some more Nathan Drake. It's been too long.
I mean, he's a modern day Indiana, so if you played video games, he's a modern day Indiana, complete with quips but no hat.
But I kind of feel like that didn't like that release in the very much. Oh, look at this! We've got this image to show you, and there's like a few minute clip, a little bit more because of some action, not gameplay, but some action in that actual clip. Yeah. But that's not coming out till like. I don't even think that's next year. I think that's possibly even 2028 still, because it's been. So I just unless they actually state, and even then I'm like, meh. Yeah. Look at GTA. How long was that? Like delays are inevitable. I feel like when they say 2027, maybe early 2028. When they don't say anything at all, I'm like 2031.
Yeah, could be any. Well, it could be any time. I mean, there's no gameplay. Like you've literally all you've shown me is like. Ralph.
One thing I can guarantee you, Jay, it's not this year.
No, it is not this year. Do not expect this, kids.
It's definitely next year. Yeah. I'll be surprised if it's next year. I'll be surprised. When they say 2027, I'm like, okay, they've got a placeholder. Good. That's okay. That means it's definitely going to be out by 2028. But they don't put any dates. It's like, fuck, they don't have
could be anywhere. They have no idea. They haven't even begun to think about that.
Gameplay as well. You're just like,
there's
nothing.
There's nothing. Really. This is an idea on a board.
It's literally a picture of a sewer and then his silhouette. Okay, fucking hell. They're just like, we're running short. Oh, we haven't produced anything for Games Fest. quick! Put together a 30-second segment. We'll figure out the game next year.
Turtles.
The storyboard next year.
It's Turtles. The best one. What? Last Ronin. Right, moving on from there, let's go to a game I know you're excited for, dude. The Wolf Among Us 2.
Well, hang on. Do you want to go down the list? Do you want to do Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Galactic Racers?
Oh, Galactic Racers. I didn't realise that was a
down the
book.
fucking list. What are you doing?
I have. I was
You've
too
got
busy
down to like
excited.
the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I'm trying to end this.
We'll just pick a few. We don't know what's name, but go not Star Wars Zero Company. Don't care about that.
No.
Go to because it's been so long since we had a pod racing game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to put it on to play now, dude.
Yeah, I've already got the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this
Sebulba as well. I like seeing Sebulba. I like Sebulba.
I don't know where it's set in the timeline. I'll be honest, I don't care because I think the timeline for Star Wars is so all over the fucking place. Nobody really cares anymore.
Oh, it is now. Since Disney took over the thing, you're just like, they're just creating, they need to make their nut back, don't they?
Yeah.
They're like, we spent so much money on this IP, we need to make loads. So let's fucking season 50 of everything.
Yeah, that's
Because,
You're not
like,
really
you know,
wrong. But what I like about this is this looks like pod racing, but you can actually just be taken out of the race. So it's more like an F-Zero sort of a feel where there's actual, your ship can explode. You've got to be really careful. The way they fly looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm not much of a racing gamer, but anyone who knows me knows that I love spaceships, so it's easy for me.
Yeah, I think this will all come down to like controls and like the gameplay. I think the game sells itself on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just if the controls are janky, if it's sloppy, if it doesn't feel responsive, I think it's dead on arrival. Well, I say that they can always throw some patches.
They can, but I think if you damage your rep at the start, then you struggle really.
I think this is going to be a game that I think a lot of people are going to wish list, and I think a lot of people will get early doors.
I'm hoping there's going to be a real online competitive.
So
yes, it's this year.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't know what's massive. I don't know much about Forza and their kind of what like their online presence is. Like I know Mario's got a massive online presence. I know different type of game, but like racing games, they're not my forte. So I can't really speak to the multiplayer online thingy. But this has, I think, the potential to be a big game and it's a big IP. Like pod racing is like we don't. Other than your Mario Kart, you got the two ends of the scale. You got your Mario Kart, you got your Forza, so you got your realistic, you got your fun.
Yeah,
like you kind of like it's something in the middle with a bit of nostalgia because it's Star Wars. Like it's going to be fun, but it's also going to be like probably uber competitive as well. Yeah,
it will be, won't it? Yeah. Like I say, I hope it is really. I hope there is an online presence. It'd be fun to like get into that, and you get support through having a big online presence. So they'll add new maps. Obviously, Star Wars is not shy of planets that you can go to and do these things. So I think there's definitely potential to have it a really good long life. Before they can like add new ships and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I suppose what may be important, especially to racing communities, how much tweaking you can do sort of under the hood of your ship. Like, I mean, I saw something having flames coming off it in the trailer, so maybe there's a way to cheat a bit as well, which again is prolific in the Star Wars pod racing sort of world. So moving on from that, I suppose we could talk about.
Well, I was thinking if we just because of obviously time and everything. I was thinking obviously you need to talk about Final Fantasy. Obviously, we talk about The Wolf Among Us, and then realistically, we're only looking at a couple of other ones that.
What
really,
about Saw Genesis?
Yeah, I was going to say Saw Genesis, and maybe because a lot of the other things are there's not they might be alright for
Like, I mean,
Saw.
Yeah, well, let's do Saw, because, I mean, there's Amsterdam and stuff, then there's Mafia Old Country, which, and Virtual Fighter Crossroads looks okay, but I'm not a big, the only thing I'd say, even about any fighting game in this, is fucking woohoo, Tifa's getting announced for Street Fighter 6, which I heard in a rumor, and I'm glad it came to fruition, because she would be a great character for Street Fighter 6. Anyway, moving on from that, I think Saw Genesis is probably best.
Like once again, it's another one where you don't really get to see any gameplay.
No.
So it's literally it's a very strange thing. 'Cause obviously you got Tobin Bell who's
Yeah.
narrating, but the flashback to like World War One or Two, like you're kind of like, okay,
What's going
where's
on?
this going? Because World War was never brought up in the thing of in the l- of Saw, in the like the lineage of like any of the Saw films.
No, even when he went back, it was didn't
Yeah.
Ken go back in time or something?
And then obviously you've got that the new doll, which isn't Billy, but there is Billy in this as well.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued to know where this is going to go. What really intrigued me was the announcement that it's multiplayer. It's 3v1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which that's probably the thing that grabbed me the most and intrigued me, because I'm like, oh, so I want to know the breakdown of how. So if you're let's call him the killer,
Yeah.
if you're the killer, is it like a pre-planned thing? Like, so your job is to set up the maze of traps and everything. Yeah, the map, with all the traps and the pitfalls and everything, and then just sit back and let it play out. Like how because that's obvious. So that is Saw in its like he kidnaps you. He then sets this trap. Like you in a trap or a trap around you, whatever, and you've got your penance is you have to do something to yourself to get out of the trap. How does that work in game form? I'm very interested. Oh, I'm going to sign up for the closed alpha, to be
Yeah,
fair.
I'd forgot that there was a closed alpha.
And obviously Genesis, to its origin.
Yeah. So it won't be Tobin Bell, but maybe a World War One Tobin Bell sort of thing. What, you think they maybe just got him for the trailer?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, because it sells, right? It's instantly you hear that voice, the voice.
Yeah.
I mean, on screen they did have Billy come out on screen, and there was more emphasis put on the spiral as well in that trailer. I said to you, didn't I? Like, obviously the spiral came into the Saw mythos a little bit later. Obviously spiral, the Book of Saw and everything, and yes, obviously the symbol, but the symbol was used more later on than it was originally. This played heavily with symbolism, like he takes the finger, he draws the spiral. There numerous times the spiral is jotted around, and
it looks like there's a book that they're following that has the mechanisms
Spiral,
in
the Book of Saw. Obviously that was the film, right? It's called
but
Spiral.
that wasn't meant to be Tobin Bell's book, though.
So I wonder, but then if this is Genesis origin, it's set around the time, because even if you watch the video, like the clothes and stuff that people were in, everything is like steam operated and stuff, makes you kind of think, okay, we are going back to that kind of time frame. Maybe they're gonna go outside the box a little bit, like Alien Isolation. When Alien Isolation, like, you're supposed to suspend belief. We all know Ripley didn't have a child, but we're supposed to suspend that belief to fit in the narrative for the game that Amanda is Ripley's child. Spoiler alerts, I apologize. So we're kind of okay with that. We're like, okay, we can suspend that belief because, like, it suits the narrative that we're trying to. Maybe they're going to spin a narrative where it's like Tobin, like, this was the origin of Saw. And Tobin Bell obviously had the issues he had, saw the way the world was going, decided, like, oh, I'm dying. I need to set things on the right path. That's why I'm going to become Jigsaw. Maybe he found this book, and this book is what also led him onto that path.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that could be the whole thing. I mean, again,
so they're kind of adding a new niche to a story that's already been told.
Yeah, I suppose for them as well, if you said it well before Jigsaw, then you can have different killers, because you could say that it was a cult of Saw or a cult of the Spiral.
Yeah.
So then that way, you maybe the way the killer is set is it's his maze.
Yeah, because you even look at the clothes, just on the. So I've still got up on screen there the actual title, Genesis, with the head squished. Look at the clothes she's wearing. It's olden times. Woman. That's a woman's outfit. That's definitely a woman that's burned.
It's definitely in the age of steam.
She's wearing a pinny. Yeah. So it's like, you've got to say it's probably going to be around the 40s.
I would say,
which is 50
World
years
War One,
before,
World War Two.
Yeah. So I would go more 2 than 1, just because I think you limit yourself, 1, with what contraptions and stuff you can actually have, like the industrial age and everything, when things started moving, and you can have a little bit more fun and creativity with certain traps that you can have essentially.
I think, I think that is probably a wise way to go, because otherwise you'll have purists say, well, how does this fit into the timeline? How does this do here? And they're going to get that anyway. But like you say, if you just have a MacGuffin like the Book of Saw, like the Spiral, then you can go, well, Tobin Bell, Tobin Bell found this.
It's not that much to like, you're not going to turn around and go, well, this isn't factually like in line. This isn't
but the internet will, TJ. But the internet will.
But if the game is good enough and stands on it and stands on its own 2 feet, I think you can overlook small little things. Like I say, we overlook that Amanda's technically not like. It's impossible for her to be who she is.
Yeah, I mean, it's retcon though, isn't it? They show an old picture of in Aliens, I think. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, but it still doesn't.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't fit. But for the purpose of, okay.
Well, in the purpose of right, we need a character that people are going to care and emotionally attach themselves to. Let's call it Ripley. We'll say it's a daughter. It makes sense that she's in this.
You didn't have to make her a daughter. You could have done a
cousin,
niece.
Family, niece. Yeah, I mean, you could have done, but I suppose, I don't know. I mean, it didn't really make sense from her age. Name. Yeah, true. But maybe it just made more sense.
That's the other thing. Yeah, the age and everything. Because, Sigourney's early 20s in Alien, and then you're like, okay, this girl's early 20s. Would she fucking pop out a fully grown human? How does this work?
How does that work?
But like I say, we can suspend belief.
Yes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We can suspend belief in things that,
you want to believe.
And then other times you're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. So moving on, what was the next game that we said, dude?
Do you just want to do Final Fantasy and then Wolf of
Us? I wanted to briefly touch on that Among Us film, TV show, whatever it is.
TV show.
Yeah, just want to quickly plug that on.
Yeah.
So this seemed very strange to me.
It's already out, right, as well?
Yeah, that's right. I said we would watch it, didn't we? I didn't. Yeah. So there's a new standalone. The standalone game. I thought there was a TV show. Does this come after this?
There is a TV show as well. They definitely mentioned a TV show.
Yeah, they definitely.
We obviously didn't.
We paid attention to this bit, but I mean, okay. So they've changed the graphics on this game. I mean, I don't really know what's different from this. I mean, you've got a solve a crime, I suppose.
Oh. He was crawling through the vent there.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I saw it.
I actually quite like this this graphical.
So that's On Guard. That's you can pick that. But they are making a TV show, or they have made a TV show. Oh, look, he's dead. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this was right. They got another one turned up, didn't? Oh,
yeah.
Who killed him? Oh yeah, because they had the Santa Clarita Diet girl. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's it. And they were on about this. So I don't know how I feel about this, because I don't see how it works as a show. Because obviously,
I think it works as a show if it's 15-minute episode, like a web series.
Yeah.
So like 15 minutes, because obviously you're gonna have Among Us plays out. You're all running around. You've got a couple of saboteurs or one saboteur, depending on a couple of crewmates. Crewmates have got to do tasks. Saboteurs, obviously, or killers, can sabotage the imposters. Sorry, that's what they're called. Imposters can do sabotage on critical life things on the ship, and ultimately they've got to kill. And before they get found out, they've got to kill. So they outnumber the alive crewmates.
But I assume that the whole point is that they've got some funny people all playing as the crew members, and it will be the jokes keep going.
It's all named people, isn't it? Doing the voiceovers and stuff. But the way the episode will obviously break down is. So you all split off. Mm-hmm. You're all there for whatever at the start of the meeting. You all split off. Someone will sabotage, saying, "You've got to repair it." Oh my god, we found a dead body. Let's go and have a discussion. Let's kick someone out of the ship. Yeah. Bosh, we kick someone out of the ship. Obviously, they can't kick the real killer out of the ship on the first episode, because then it's the end of the fucking series. Yeah. So, and maybe it's going to be a whodunit. Maybe we don't know. Maybe they're going to do it like a we don't know who killed them either.
Yeah,
so we're technically, as watching, we're kind of playing along as well. So they've got Ashley Johnson in it as well.
Yeah.
Got some
talent.
Randall Park. I love a bit of Randall Park.
Like I say, so I suppose what the
Looks like
idea
Brandon Cox
is.
the captain.
Is like they almost maybe they treated it like the cast actually didn't know who the killer was, apart from the two killers, and so it's more ad lib than staged. You know what I mean? I mean, there isn't much more to talk about that really. It's just, I guess I'm going to watch it because I'm going to have to know now.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's on.
That's Paramount. It's made by Paramount.
Oh, so yeah, it'll be on the streaming service or possibly Prime.
Yeah, I may look in Prime because I think I've got a Paramount thing on Prime. Right, so moving on to the next thing. I don't think we're bothered about seeing Monster Hunter.
Drop down to America. Well, I think we can drop down to Final Fantasy. I think so. You can. Like, I need to just give you 5 minutes to just empty your load.
I did a lot of them on the stream. All right, we'll do Final Fantasy now, and then we'll go back to Wolf Among Us. So yeah, all right.
We'll end on Wolf Among Us. That's definitely.
Yeah. So for me, obviously, this is more about closing the book on one of my favourite stories that like shaped me when I was a kid. What I am happy about is it looks like they're expanding on the good already story. I've seen a lot of scenes in this that obviously really hearken to what happened in the story in the back half of the game, which is basically what this is. So I'm excited. The weapons look absolutely phenomenal. What I didn't see until later is they're actually changing how the class system works. So you've actually got classes. So in a minute, you'll see Tifa wearing a completely different outfit. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. I wonder why they've changed Tifa's outfit. But it turns out that now she could be like a black mage version. So she's wearing different clothing. So for anyone that's played Final Fantasy X-2, it's kind of like that dress out thing. So I suppose, I mean, I'll be honest, it doesn't really mean fuck all to me. Because
I'll just be 2 seconds. I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, no problem. Obviously, I'm excited to see that obviously Vincent's in the game now. And again, to play as Sid, Vincent. These are all things that obviously the original just had from the get-go. But here we go. See, so we've got now where everyone's got wearing different clothes. So essentially that's Cloud as a warrior, but he's already a warrior. But I think they class them all now as freelancers. So they can basically play as anything. I mean, you can't argue with like the spectacle of what this looks like. It looks incredible. I can't wait to play it, if I'm honest. It is just the culmination of everything I've been wanting. Inevitably, they're going to charge me 400 quid for a collector's edition with a giant model to go with the other models up there where you can't see. Don't know why I'm pointing them out. I was happy, though, that I guessed this name, Revelations. I did hear a rumor that it was going to be... what was it? Right, so unimportant now, it doesn't matter. But yeah, Revelations is obviously a perfect title for it's the end of the bit. It's the end of the story. I'm a bit of a not the right person to ask about this because I can't really find myself being objective. Although I will say that I hope that they change some of the really, really tedious, boring side missions that they put in Rebirth. I'm looking forward to the High Wind. Parachuting off the High Wind looks incredible as well. But mainly, I'm just interested to see if they are going to keep true to the story and finally answer the question of how is it everyone knows that this has all happened before. So that's my gushing over. DJ.
Yeah, I can be objective. I couldn't give two shits about Final Fantasy. I'll be 100% honest with you. I've played about 0.4 seconds of one back in the day. Didn't enjoy it. Don't like that type of game, that turn-based. Unless it's Pokemon. And yeah, so I won't be getting it. I will be saving my £400 and spending on something very much more worthwhile to me. Well, no, I'm glad for Jay because it means I don't have to fucking listen to him go on about like it.
You won't watch my stream in protest.
No, I won't watch your stream in protest. No. I mean, all I remember from Final Fantasy with Jay is turning on while he's playing whichever Final Fantasy it was, and Cloud is dressed as a woman, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And you've got some like egregiously oofy fat dude who's trying to molest Cloud, who's dressed as a female, and I'm like, what the fuck have I walked into here? Yeah, this is why I don't play these games.
Yep, and it was great. They
And
didn't
Jay
get
had his
molested,
tongue
and we
out and
threatened to rip his bollocks off. That's right.
But yeah, other than that, I have nothing to speak about with Final Fantasy. The next game,
Yes.
however, this is a game that I have been waiting a long, long time for. Controversial opinion as well. Should we whack it on and
Go
then
on.
we can talk?
Oh, sorry. I thought you'd already put it on, mate, when you started talking about it.
So,
Right.
controversial opinion. This is by far and away, obviously, at the moment, I need to fast forward a bit because it's just a geezer in the red blazer, but whatever.
Right.
Hurry up and get past useless.
Right. I'll pause mine a bit.
Yeah, no, it's starting now. So,
Right.
The Wolf Among Us 2 is the best Telltale game ever. It's better than The Walking Dead, better than Back to the Future, it's better than Jurassic Park, it's better than any of the Batmans, and I've played them all.
Did you play The Expanse?
I will caveat. I played The Expanse, yes. I found The Expanse good, not great. That was the last one they made, The Expanse, wasn't it?
I never played it. I love the TV show. Absolutely adore the TV show.
I played it. I streamed. That was my. Do you remember I was doing 25 and 25? The Expanse was
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
game
yeah.
that I played. That was last year, so I played it last January, followed by the Indigo Prophecy, Fahrenheit. But I loved this. Big B is a great character. I found this is the one that I've gone back to and been able to play more than once and enjoyed. Like the others, I've kind of like, I know the story. I'm not, but The Wolf Among Us, fantastic. It's probably in my top, if not my top 5, it's very close to my top 5.
That's fair. I haven't played
of all time. That is
all time. Jesus, fair play.
Yeah.
See, I haven't played
I just really
any of
loved
it.
the game.
Like Richard's read all the
so
comics and
So
told me the
good.
game was
Characters,
incredible.
all the playable characters are brilliant, and they're so like, and you have you kind of early doors with every character. You early doors get like a connection with them, whether you like or hate. Like Ichabod is such a creepy and the design of them is brilliant as well. Like Ichabod's a fucking horrible little crawl sort of thing. You kind of have compassion for White or Snow White. They're just really well done. The character development in it is really good as well. The Dums, Tweedledee, Tweedledum are in there. The Tweedles, it's just so good. And the main character that you are is very Logan-esque in his way. Like,
isn't he part wolf or something though?
Really
isn't he like something about that?
Yeah, he's the big bad wolf.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like they've definitely modelled him. Like his demeanor is very Logan-esque. Like he's very gruff. He's very deep down. He's like a really compassionate dude.
Yeah.
But the exterior is very harsh, very gruff, very like beer swilling, cigarette smoking. Like I don't give a fuck. But deep down he's like
he's an angel.
a very caring,
he's a darling.
Yeah. But I just yes. It's a great game. And it shows you how long this game has been spoken about, because I put we're into so at the end of 2025, I was doing a thing with the people in my stream about what they're most looking forward to in 2026, and I turned around in 2026 and I was like, the thing I'm most looking forward coming out in 2026 is The Wolf Among Us, and it like. We hadn't really heard we'd heard stuff, hadn't seen anything, but I was like, no, 2026 is going to be the year. 2025 is going to be the year of The Wolf Among Us. Because I said that December 2024. Yeah. 2025 is going to be the year of The Wolf Among Us 2 is going to come out. It's going to be great. Fucking love it. Excellent. All great.
Off by a couple. No,
We're
not bad.
June of 2026, and only now they've given us a release date of 2027 with a remaster, which I'm kind of annoyed by because I've bought the game multiple times. I actually have the game through Steam, Epic, and on the PlayStation Store. Don't ask me why I have. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why.
Well, I'll probably get the remastered and play it, so it's a win for me.
I think Epic I actually got for free.
Yeah.
Then I bought it on Steam.
Right.
And then I bought it on the PlayStation.
Why is it that even if you've got a game for free on Steam, like I'm just as guilty. So I've got Alien Isolation on Epic.
I have it on Epic.
And then I bought it on Steam.
Yep, it's exactly the same. I completed the game on Epic, But then I actually figured, so I completed the game on Epic, but I then bought it on Steam because because of the expansions, and I wanted the I think it was a better price.
Right.
But I plan, so yeah, I'm kind of split between, and that's why I did it that way. I think I got a better price on the expansions, so the Nostromo and everything through Steam than buying them through Epic.
I bought like a big Alien pack, and it had like every Alien game that you think of in there. I paid like 50 quid, and it just had everything. I was like, sweet, that'll do. But yeah, so I mean, I'll be honest, Wolf Among Us, because I didn't play it, the remastered coming out is actually great for me, because it means I just get to play it in whatever its best form is.
I'll probably buy it on the PlayStation, I think.
Yeah. I
think. I don't know. PlayStation or Steam. That's one of those two.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to come out, what? Maybe a 30 quid game, I guess. It won't be in episodes. It'll just be one big thing.
Well, that's the next thing, is how will they release? I don't think the Wolf Among Us 2 will be episodic.
I don't think that makes sense in this day and age
anymore. In the way
anymore.
they release it, I think it will just be I don't.
I think it's better to just get it all out there and not just drip feed it. I mean, I understand the idea of it, but it's just, I don't think it would.
The reimagined, I'd be surprised if it's 30 quid. I would be more in the 20 to 25 pound bracket, just because it's not a big game anyway. It's not like a 20-hour game. It's 6 episodes, if I remember rightly. I would say more 19.99 to 24.99 bracket, I think, would be a fair price bracket, and then a 40 to 50 pounds for. I can't see it being 60 quid for like. Well, it would on PlayStation actually, because PlayStation rip you off. On Steam, it'd probably be like a $39.99 kind of game. I think number 2.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right. Still too expensive, but sounds about right.
Yeah, I see number 2 being a 50 quid game, and this probably being 30 quid. Just because of the way pricing
I would be surprised if it's 30 quid, but then, like you say, price gouge. Yeah. Maybe.
25 would be more reasonable, I think. I'd be happy with that. Like, it's an older game. You know, all right, you've had a remaster, but it really depends on what the remaster is. Have you tarted up the graphics? I don't think you've changed the entire game.
This is the problem with the remaster. There might need to be there needs to be a little bit of work on the controls, because the controls can be a bit janky, so they need to do some work there. But part of the part of the most pleasing thing about Telltale is the aesthetics. So it's like, what are you gonna do graphically? Like, it has its own style. You can't, like, how are you like, what are you gonna do to maybe sharpen them up a little bit, but you can't go too mental with it, because then you take away from the style that is Telltale. Yeah. Like, even The Expanse, which is like the latest one they made, which is like only probably like 5 years old now, maybe more. Like, that still has the same style and they all follow the same style. Your Batman, it's like comic book-esque style, like your Walking Dead's, you know. So I don't know how much they can do with the graphics, because then you kind of you take away part of what makes it great. Yeah,
I can see what you're saying. The
controls definitely need some work. The controls could do some work. Get that sorted. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice little a nice little feature, like to adapt to more, like, you know, controllers and whatnot. And
I mean, like, you know, when you played it on Steam, would mouse and keyboard be easier, or were you just like, no, I'm not playing this with mouse and keyboard?
I think I played it with controller on the PC, to be fair.
I mean, I play almost everything on controller on the PC, so the reason I'm asking is, like, is that going to be a bigger problem?
It was a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I played it on control. I'm sure I played it on controller.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, because I know I played like The Expanse and that with controller. Was it? Oh, hang on. No. Oh, no, I think I had to play it with mouse and keyboard, actually, saying that.
That's weird.
Because I played it, the last time I played it, because I think it didn't have full controller support. I don't think the original has full controller support for the port on PC.
That's so strange. Almost everything can be played on controller on PC now.
Yeah, but don't forget how old it was.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got to think, like, that game is 20...
like 12? 2012, I'd reckon.
12, 14,
something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like it makes sense.
Let's have a look.
Wasn't that when it was a 360 game, Wolf Amongst Us, or a PlayStation 3 game? Or was it 4? It was a PlayStation 3 game, you know. Wasn't that when all the Walking Dead and stuff was super prolific, when all those games are coming out, or am I just misremembering it?
So The Wolf Among Us was 2013.
Fucking hell, that long ago. That would be PlayStation 3, wouldn't it?
So what were we in? 5 years of the 4
Like,
years of the 5? 5 years of the 5, aren't we? We're in year 5, right?
Yeah, 2020, wasn't it? That was when
So that
5
makes
came out.
2020, 7 or 8 years. It might be a crossover. There might be 3 and 4.
Yeah,
It sounds
yeah.
like early days. What was it? About 7 years the iteration, right? 7 or 8 years for iteration of a console.
Yeah, yes, but well,
Which would make about 2013 when the PS4 got released.
I think so. That makes sense. But not everyone picks one up on release, so they would have definitely released it
for
for
a
the
couple
3.
of years, they normally do a few overlaps, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Oh, look at that, 2013.
Yeah.
We're bang on 7 years. So, yeah, and the thing must have come out in 2020, I think.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Which is, so prime COVID.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting in for prime COVID.
Yeah, well.
And then, so in theory, you'll get the next year, you'll get the PS6.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
along
theoretically.
with the Xbox Steam machine.
Whatever
thing.
it is.
Oh, I'll tell you what, actually, to have a quick conversation about, like, have you seen the increase in prices of the, I know you have one, I don't, the
Pro?
Steam, the Steam
Deck.
Steam Deck. Mate, the top price Steam Deck's like hit $1,000.
What? I paid like 500 for mine.
Yeah.
Grand.
Yeah, let me just. Okay, so Valve significantly increased the price of the Steam Deck OLED by over 40%. So the 512 model has jumped to $789.
Jesus Christ.
Right, which is 650 quid. The 1 terabyte model is $949, £780.
They didn't have a terabyte model when I was buying one.
Obviously the OLED. I don't know if you got the OLED.
No, I didn't. I got the original. I got
you got the
originals.
Origin one, right?
Yeah.
So to buy a 1 terabyte OLED, obviously I say $1,000. That's if you're in America. It's obviously dollars. So £780 English. So 40% increase. Obviously, I imagine that's all to do with scarcity of RAM and all other bits and pieces like that. You know, that's obviously gone up.
Well, also, isn't the ROG one like over $1,000 as well?
So the ROG. Microsoft Xbox ROG Ally X or whatever it's called is coming in at about $1,000 as well, I believe. The top spec model with that, and you're just like,
buy a Switch too, kids. Jesus.
Yeah, well, this is what people were saying. I was watching, and they were like, "Mate, this is going to make the Switch 2 sales go through the fucking roof because people aren't going to buy them." And you're talking about, I know it's like those kind of costs. You're like, that's fucking mental for a handheld.
That's crazy.
£1,000 for a fucking handheld.
That is absolutely
I know
beyond.
You can buy things to connect it to the telly and shit like that nowadays that you couldn't do back in the day with your old you couldn't connect a PSP to the TV or anything like that. But I know the whole thing is if you really wanted to, but that negates the premise of why you've got a Steam Deck or a whatever it's called, the Ally X thing.
Ally ROG X, whatever it is. But I mean, I bought one thinking I'd be more portable game, but I don't portable game at all. I've got a PC. Why would I portable game? I don't know why I buy them. I mean, I know why I buy the Switch.
The handheld I bought was the PlayStation Portable.
Yeah.
I've got it right here. I've actually got it right here.
Quality.
I bought this so I could play the PlayStation in the other room and still sit with the wife. The wife was moaning I spend far too much time in this. I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll compromise. I'll sit in there and I'll play the PlayStation.
I'll spend money.
I turned this on about 6 months ago.
Yeah. I just find that I don't play them.
It's actually, this is really bad. Hang on. I don't know if you can see the dust.
Oh dear, no. Oh, I can. Oh, Jesus.
It's just sat there. It's literally just sat there doing nothing on the on the side. I moved it to here earlier, and it was like, oh shit, I need to fucking sort that out. That's really bad.
Oh, Jesus.
But,
Right, I think that's probably us, isn't it, dude? Anything else you want to discuss?
About an hour and a half longer than we planned to go, but as you know.
Yeah, well, we do tend to chunder on a little bit. I'm just going to switch the screens back to the two.
I've already. But I think, so I don't think we've got many questions to go over, but people just did put their
thoughts in when they were listening.
Which is much appreciated. And anyone still watching, thank you very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys.
We will be posting this on YouTube as well. So obviously anyone who has
missed it or missed the start
it will be on the Twitch VOD as well as obviously YouTube in the next couple of days. We'll get that across.
Sure, TJ will strip some audio for me and I can get it up on the podcast channels as well.
Yes, and we've obviously got Spotify and bits. Have we still got Spotify?
Yeah, we've still got Spotify. That's the only one I'm going to post it to anyway. So.
Okay, cool. We will be. This isn't going to be the last time where we're doing a weekly thing. This is going to be when certain subjects pop up and stuff. We're going to jump up and do. So there will be more like live podcasts that we're going to do like this.
It's actually worked out quite well, really, because we won't have to fuck around with it, and that was what was sort of killing our time.
We'll just be when certain topics come up and they need to we feel we need to do the old man thing of setting the world to rights, like pissing into the wind and shouting at like the trees.
That's it. It's just so we can get up our chests and we can read your comments so we can see your views as well. Look, most of this podcast has been about that we feel that we should be building more bridges than creating more obstructions. So if you don't agree with something that you've heard me and TJ say, talk to us about it. We're not monsters.
Yeah, we're open to having a conversation. We're not here in any way to try and offend anyone. Obviously, we're old men now. We're set in our ways. We have our own beliefs and that, but we are very much open to having conversations. I know I can speak for Jay on this one as well. That we are both very much open to having conversations, and actually sitting down with people, because we're not closed-minded. We're not we understand the way of the world. Mm-hmm. We've been streaming long enough, and we meet all kinds of different people, wonderful people within our communities. We have them in our communities. And we pride ourselves both on being here and being open and honest and willing to speak to people. And if you have issues with anything we've said, or if you agree with anything we've said, like I say, feel free. Slip us some, slip into our DM.
Yeah, slip in the old DM.
And we can continue conversations. And like I say, Jay said, it's about growing it's about building bridges and growing and fostering community. And that's what I've always tried to do, what Jay's always tried to do with our streams.
That's it.
But
it's been really good chatting to you again, TJ. I always like talking to you.
Yes, as always.
Yeah. So I suppose there's all this to see is you know who we are, or you found this channel, follow us, and we'll be back when we can be back to talk about any subjects. I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll put something to us in the DMs that me and TJ want to discuss together. So look out for that. Otherwise, catch us when we stream. I'll be doing some more the worst DJ in the world stuff with me singing over music, over streams, and all that other rubbish. TJ will be killing people in various games.
Yeah, I will probably jump on. My next stream will probably be something to do with Dead by Daylight with Jason coming in the next couple of weeks. So, look forward to that.
Yeah. So, you've been awesome, guys. Thank you very much. You can catch us where you catch us. And TJ, I suppose that's goodbye, mate.
Yep. Stay safe. Be awesome as always. And we'll catch you later.
See you later, kids. Bye.